I think it was the game before, but
I
I'm not
think so
100%
too,
sure.
yeah.
I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
Does it say the game? Well, I'm actually looking at it. The game before that.
You did fix my character.
Actually, it was last game, Bob.
Was it last game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember about the middle of the game.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the middle of that week.
But it went down okay.
No, we only did 3 days last week.
Did we?
I'm saying, yeah. We started on Wednesday.
Yeah, it was
Went through Thursday and ended Friday.
So I thought it happened Wednesday.
No, it would have been Thursday.
Okay.
Because we started Wednesday evening.
So Bob, who's on your team currently?
Me, Amy Jordan, Pandora Briggs, Alexander Scott, and
Hang
Susie
on,
Sherman.
let me catch up with you. And you're called Huss? Dark? What tells your name?
Dusk for now.
Okay. Male. And who else is on your team?
Amy Jordan. Boom.
Okay. And then who else?
Pandora Bridges.
Pandora. Can you spell her last name for me?
Bridges, I think.
Okay,
That's how I
Bridges.
spelled it.
And I do believe that is female next.
Alexander Scott,
And
knockout.
Pandora's how old?
Pandora's 15.
Okay. Alright, let me see. And Alexandra Scott?
Yep.
How old?
16.
How do I not have her name here? Oh, there she is. Scott. Knockout. Okay, who else?
Susie Sherman.
How old is Susie?
16.
And that is, her name is Ultra Girl. Okay. And then you have Boom, anyone else?
No, I'm one. Well, technically, I'm too short.
Because I have you with, according to mine, I have you as you, Alexandria Scott, Susie Sherman, and Pandora Bridges, and then Boom,
Yep.
at current.
Yep.
Okay.
But technically, it puts him as too short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they should be at the top of the feed slot with 4 team members.
All right, Jake. And now I'm going to go to you. Who do you got?
I've got Levy.
Kevin Adams. Hang on real quick. Okay. Levy.
I've got Randy Kidd.
What age is Randy in?
You never told me.
Let's put him in the 16 bracket.
Eve Cook.
Okay, Randy.
I think you had her at 15.
Yeah, she's 15. Is it Eva?
You said Eve.
How do you spell it? Eve.
E-V-E.
Eve. Eve Cook. Okay. Anybody else?
Nadine.
Oh yeah, Nadine LaFleur. 16.
And then you were thinking about Ellie Mae Branch, but you haven't made a decision yet.
That's what I got for you right there. Okay. All right. There's where they're at. Got it. Just had to do some quick little exercises because I moved some people around. update my roster for you guys. All right. So what date are we on currently? If we do our normal thing, what date would we be? Are we on a Saturday, a Sunday, a Wednesday?
We will be on Friday, August 22nd.
Friday, August 22nd?
Or, no, sorry, Saturday, August 22nd.
Okay. So did you have anything planned, Bob, for your group on this Saturday?
What was the date today, 29th?
No.
Today?
Jake said
30th?
he had something that he wanted to do. What was that? That race course you wanted to go to or whatever? Was that this weekend?
Next weekend. Because he needed time to set it up. It's Moonlight Off-Road Track.
That's right.
Jar probably doesn't remember because he wasn't paying attention. when
I remember it, but I don't remember what it was like because I haven't looked at it. And it's September what?
August
22nd.
22nd.
August 22nd.
So it's the third week of school?
Yeah.
I think this Saturday we're gonna do Grant's Farm. It's the home of the Clydesdales.
Go out and look at them?
Yeah. That one I'll invite everybody, all the younger, the C teams, everybody.
Okay.
I know Congo probably won't want to go, but
Anything special you got for that?
no, it was just to go out, check out the horses, you know,
Okay.
like picnic lunch. Just get out and kind of everybody just have a good time, yeah.
Okay. Jake, you anything special you want to do there?
Oh, the Clydesdale?
Yeah. Out checking out Clydesdales? I imagine it's the big horse ranch deal
Yeah.
that I looked
Yeah.
at.
Nothing special that I know.
Because I don't think they
Unless
let you
there's a beer
ride
garden.
horses.
Unless
You
there's
don't get to ride them.
Yeah, unless there's a beer garden there, I'm gonna try to sneak into the beer garden.
I don't think there's a beer garden. It's like an actual, like,
Yeah, I went and looked it up, so
Yeah.
I kind of have an idea what you're talking about. If I remember right, it's just a big ranch style place.
it's a ranch with big stables and stuff, and
I just don't remember if they had riding things we could
I
ride. 'Cause I don't think you
No,
ride the
you can't
Clydesdale.
ride them, no.
I don't think you could ride the Clydesdale, but I don't remember if there was a horse thing for riding horses out there.
They probably would, I'd imagine.
I mean, I don't remember. Let's see. Since we gotta do something, I always want to do it this way. Yeah. One, and then I'll do it. Where were you at?
Orders have received messages from the operator. No, I have not read them.
Oh, I see it there. Okay, whatever.
It's almost like you should put videos that you want to keep around in a playlist
Yeah, I should
or bookmark them.
Bob, ready?
No,
I let
not for
myself.
that.
Let's see how we go. You get here you guys are, your picnic, your grand picnic luncheon with the stables with the horses, and the operator pops in full view of your character.
Okay.
How would you put it? Pride C1 operator. I have an emergency broadcast coming in, and then you hear Mayday, 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 and coordinates and stuff going off as a obvious some form of plane or helicopter pilot is beginning to call out for emergency services, and you can hear them in communication with the tower.
Okay.
Your shot, Bob. What do you want to do?
Where is it? How far away?
It would be less than 2 miles.
Can I
You
see
can
it?
look right up. There it is. And you can see this helicopter spinning out as it, looks like a personal or private helicopter.
Is Susie known?
Yeah, Susie Sherman is I do believe she's a known commodity.
Is she known?
Yeah, well,
Can-
she
can
doesn't
we
wear a
answer that
mask,
question?
so yeah.
Yeah.
Susie, we got a situation
How are you talking to her?
through I am or fucking VR or whatever.
Forefinger.
Forefinger, yeah.
Just forefinger speed of thought.
Susie, we got an issue, and I'll link her into my VR so she can see what's going on.
Okay.
Can you save them? Do it.
Chill.
What? What?
You could always have her stabilize it, and then you can port it to the ground, or do the portal to the ground.
But I'm not known.
Yeah, but remember, image inducing, you can,
How do you image induce in an area where you've been sitting, where people are watching you or like can see you, and then you all of a sudden you change to something else.
yeah,
So that
but can't you port, and then can't
It's
the
noticeable.
nanites use a hollow emitter to make him look like he never moved?
The answer is, how do you do it? Because Jake is right. It can create an image
that
you're
possible?
still. Yeah, I'm going to give you the whole thing.
okay.
It can create an image of you just sitting there, and like Jake always talks about the invisibility shit. Yes, it can make you disappear.
Well, I just don't want to do something like that with other people around. And
Well,
Well, you just ask Susie to take off.
but she's known though.
True.
That's why I asked. Is she known? You know. So
well,
You're also all in your school uniforms.
yeah.
So that's when you go armor and go.
okay.
Yeah, and the other question is, do you feel like do you feel like letting Susie do it? Do you want to do it? Who do you want to take credit for doing it?
Yeah.
This is like your opportunity to pick who gets credit for saving that,
Yeah, but-
saving it.
'cause didn't you add the changing momentum and stuff like that with your
Right.
portal?
Yeah.
You could just port it down, and while you're porting it down, stop all momentum so it just lands on the ground.
Is your power perception range?
Well, Drew already said he could see it.
But
Yeah, but he has to have the power
Yes,
that sits within his
either
perception.
either has to have the ability to start the portal in a perceived area, or it has a range from him that it has to be set.
No, it's not.
What does it say for it?
I'm using the dimensional, so it would be choose dimension, group 2, shapeable, extra rank, forward. Yeah, see, I only put the change thing on me, on my teleport, not the portal.
Oh, you didn't do it on portal?
No. Because that we're just opening it up and people are flying through it or whatever. Ships are flying
What's
through it.
what's your portal? What's the maximum weight on your port?
Doesn't
Portal
a
doesn't
weight,
have it.
Yeah.
No, on your teleport.
Yeah, teleport. You have a weight limit.
50 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's you and 50
Yeah,
pounds.
see, I
Yeah,
have
him
change.
and 50
I have
pounds.
changed direction, changed velocity on teleport.
Teleport. Okay.
So he can't even do. He can't do nothing about it.
You'd have to have Susie take him up to it.
well, I could
But
have.
she just grab it
Well,
and land
you
with
fly.
Yeah.
You could fly over there and catch it with your dark force.
it. Yeah, you could do that too if Dark Force has a.
Yeah, if he has like object creation or something.
I
like
have
that.
create, so
But at this point, if you want to be a good team leader, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, you just send her to go catch
I'll send Susie to go catch it. I'll let her. She needs a win, so
it. Okay.
Yeah. And
But yeah.
the object is as the team leader, you want to let them have the glory.
right. And I'm totally
Yeah,
okay with that.
so she'll do the zip up there, fly up there, but more importantly, as she gets close to the operator, and you can see the operator shows you the side, and it says rocks and oil, and has a registry number.
Run it.
And she's already posting it up.
Okay.
It's registered out of a nearby airport.
Susie, put it down somewhere safe, not by the horses or anything.
Well, that would be set down at the airport.
Yeah, or just put it back down at the airport. Yeah, I'm completely okay with her getting the win on this one.
Well, you could also, while she's doing that though, you could have the nanoswarm go out and actually do like a full scan of the helicopter and see if there's anything in the helicopter that shouldn't be there.
I mean, I would think it's just mechanical issues or something.
think about what we just found out that Rocks and Oil is supplying chemicals to vampires that are possibly making a drug.
Right.
I mean, if it's something I would do under the situation.
I'll have the nanites check the helicopter and see if there's anything in there that's.
Yeah, because that's just a quick scan while she's picking it up,
Yeah.
or while she's
Well, your
flying it
nanites
to the
are out of
ground.
range.
Hers.
You're gonna ask for that. You're gonna tell the operator to have her now.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm trying to get the map up for you.
And I'll tell her to set it back down at the airport.
And you should probably get a positive ID on the person that's in it, because if it's somebody that maybe Roxanne is trying to get rid of, it could be a planned mechanical
And
failure.
you know where you put the link to the map in?
In links?
Right here. Is it this one right here?
Yeah.
Who else do I have?
I'm about to give you more information, so hold on.
Can Pandora fly?
Yes. That's what I'm looking for. Where is it? But I think that's the airport, right?
That's the main airport.
Is it St. Louis Airport?
Yeah,
There we
that's,
go.
that's the main St.
There
Louis
we go.
airport. Because there's the
The
smaller
international
one
airport.
across the road from us.
That's what I'm looking for. Because I'm looking for this one here, which is the international airport.
Yeah.
That's where it took off from that location. It currently, as the nanites are doing it, and of course I'm going to try to do this a little differently for you, Bob. So since you have the nanites running it, you get the detailed image of the helicopter,
Okay.
and then you can see it locates in red, highlights in red, and shows you a mechanical malfunction.
Okay. I'm gonna, operator, can you contact the tower and find out where a safe place for my team member is to put the helicopter down at, please?
So you will get tapped into the conversation between air traffic control and the operator. The air traffic control is asking for the licensing for the mutant that is going to be carrying the helicopter back to the airport. She travels over whether or not if she's going to travel over 1,000 feet. They would like to know what her licensing number and her route is. So the operator will come back to you that you should set it down in whatever reasonable area is nearby and allow emergency services who are already en route to take care of it.
What's her name? Ultra Girl?
Yeah, Ultra Girl.
Ultra Girl, set it down
You can tell her to set it down in the field?
in the field.
Okay.
Tell her to stay out of the airport airspace.
Yeah, stay out of the airport airspace.
And like I said, you can still hear the communication in the background between the operator, emergency services, which means she's talking to the ambulance services. She's also talking to fire and police and the airport.
We'll give them the coordinates of where we set the helicopter down.
Yeah, she's already doing all that stuff. I'm trying to get you used to these guys are doing this in the background. It's already being taken care of, and they're already being routed to that location.
Okay.
But I want to make sure that you got the important part.
The
which
operator
was-
wants you to concentrate on what's going on and not having to worry about.
And the other thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give you guys more visuals of what's going on with exactly more information. So you can see exactly what's wrong with the aircraft. In your case, it's not a worn part. It is obvious sabotage in the location in the what do you call it? The fucking propeller on the top.
The rotor.
Obviously sabotage.
The rotary wing aircraft.
Yeah. And identities of the people that are inside. There are several Roxxon executives, but the most important one that is inside that aircraft is the guy. Remember the gentleman whose wife got killed recently?
He was in there?
He's on board the aircraft. Now, back to my setup.
Well, I will contact Judy. I'll be like, are you comfortable dealing with media and everything?
So she's perfectly capable of leaving.
Okay.
Is there a reason? She'll ask. Is there a reason that she needs to stay?
No.
Because of the audio log, you need to pause that talking.
Well, I'm done talking.
Do we remember the guy's name? The husband of the chick that was murdered? Did you ever give us his name?
I don't think I wrote it down.
We can get another name if people don't have it.
I have it written down, but it might be my other notes that I have.
It's more relevant that you guys know that it's the same gentleman.
That's why I'm writing it down.
I don't remember his name off the top of my head.
Because it's the same guy we stole all of his shit.
Yes, same guy. Same guy you guys stole all of his paperwork from, and he's connected directly into the pharmaceutical company. He runs the pharmaceutical company that is owned by Roxxon.
Right. So obviously now they're trying to take him out because they know he's been compromised.
Or it could just be a helicopter crash and he just happens to be there.
No, it's obviously sabotage.
Obvious
under
sabotage.
The rotor.
Yeah.
No, it's Roxxon. It could be 15 other vendettas.
Yeah, it is Roxxon, who everybody fucking hates.
It's just a little convenient that it's the same
Yes.
guy again, you know.
There's going to be some info that I'm going to punch up here so you can see a thing on Roxxon. Some of this is a little technically out of date. I think it's Roxxon. I think I spelled it right. There we go. No.
It's ROX.
Roxxon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roxxon Corporation, one of the largest conglomerates in the 1940s. It ties to the Council of the Nine, six founders of Roxxon. Hughes Johns was also part of the council. Destruction of Roxxon's refineries. This is all about him right there. Most of this is still going to be accurate in the game when you guys are playing. Over the course of time, Roxxon began to put out gas stations, set up gas stations all over the United States and traveling through New Mexico with filled coal shields. Stopped at one of the, while trying, rendering unconscious. He paid for both sets of donuts and shot. Store clerk, blah blah blah. These guys are known for their shit. So you guys have a long fucking surly history with these dudes. Another important factor, game history in our game that you guys are playing. Historically, Roxxon Oil is also responsible for the actual character Wolf Here and Now.
Who?
There was a character called Wolf Here and Now, who was the original leader of the Wolf Pack, who was a activist that was in Alaska protecting wolves in a sanctuary in Alaska. He was murdered and shot and killed by Roxxon Oilmen. Was resurrected by an Indian shaman and turned basically into a supernatural werewolf. he led your guys' group in Tahoe for a long time. Relevant was that he had an actual arch nemesis that was there that mimicked the powers of the Ushaba, but with oil. And it was known to be a big Roxan villain that he faced multiple times along with the wolf pack. The villain is well familiar, that particular villain is well familiar with the Wright Foundation and has encountered you guys in multiple storylines in multiple places. So you can be guaranteed that if I'm bringing Roxan, eventually you're probably going to see it too, but it controls all oil-based products a lot like the Ushaba do.
The Ushaba do water, right?
They do water.
Yeah. Seriously, dog? God damn.
But that was the basis of one of the main characters in the game's actual villains was Roxan Oil. I don't think anyone else ever really had a major dealing with Roxan. Did any of you guys ever deal with Roxan yet? I don't think
No, we've never dealt with Roxan directly.
And you guys are currently dealing with a subsidiary of them anyway. But I thought I'd show you guys a little bit about Roxan Oil. And when I get the whatchamacallit, this will be on there with some of these extra subsidiaries. Pharmaceuticals, oil, a whole bunch of extra shit. They're really not into, I want to say they're not into weaponry yet. So they don't build massive weapons.
Give them a minute. Well, they've got their fingers into a whole lot of subsidiaries that build weapons.
Well, they really got one that I think is really worth mentioning as far as subsidiaries, but that's in Japan.
Well, and they also have their fingers in Hammer.
Yeah, depending on which version of them you're looking at.
Yeah.
In 616, they're connected to Hammer. Because I looked at the two. This one here fits more with what you guys should be dealing with, which is they're more or less just an oil company. But the one in their division in Japan is the one who built the Silver Samurai, or I think it's the Silver Samurai, it's the mechanical samurai guy in Japan.
Silver Samurai. The one who's an on-again, off-again hero/villain.
Yeah. So that's the relevance of that group. But I mention it because you guys know people in the region that may end up encountering these guys in other places. Any other questions?
Not that I can think of right now.
You want me to move the dog into the boys' room for you, Bob?
Yeah, just throw him outside.
Kirk.
That thing is fucking
Kirk.
stinking, man.
Kirk!
I mean, he's not bugging anybody. That's the funny thing. He's just fucking
Hey.
farting.
Come on, you. Hey, come here.
Like, oh,
You guys want outside?
Poor
Come on.
dog.
Come on. Get in there. Foot over there, buddy. You guys need to go outside and do something.
Yeah. Don't do nothing like you normally do. Be good dog.
So, what do you got, Bob?
What do we do with the sabotage thing? Who do we send that up to? Can I make sure the operator?
The operator will.
He's already aware of it.
The operator is aware of it, and typically would be informing local authorities.
Okay.
So what they'll do is they'll just pass that information to the NTSB.
Yeah,
for
make sure that I'll just tell her to make sure that
So
gets passed
here's
along.
here's kind of what I'm working on trying to do for you guys. I'm gonna try to get more into telling you what the operator's gonna do in the background for you.
Okay.
Because I think you guys get wrapped up too much into, do you need to make all these details? Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start having the operator just do most of that for you.
Okay.
So you can check and make sure that I didn't forget it.
Okay.
But most of that will be done by the operator, so that you can focus on hero work.
Got
You're
it.
like, boom, sabotaged aircraft, worked for Roxan, we've encountered Roxan, what do you want to do next? Operator already will detect that that it was an obvious mechanical malfunction done by sabotage. Then it's up to you whether or not you want to do any further investigating into it at all. Because at that point, it's all superhero shit.
Let's just.
Do you sneak over and fucking look in the hangar where it's at and do all that work?
Let's find out where the helicopter will be sent to, and then we can go take a look at the next night or whatever. We can sneak in or whatever
For what?
to see we can find anything else out.
Your nanite cloud literally just took an entire imprint of the entire helicopter.
You can look at it down to the molecular level.
Can we see if there's like any fingerprints or like tool marks or anything on the stuff that's been
Absolutely.
sabotaged? So check for fingerprints.
You can take. This is why I gotta say some of this technology stuff. When you go back, you can at any point go recreate the entire helicopter inside your augmented reality. And walk through the helicopter, tear apart whatever you want, tear panelings off, and put the panel over there, look at the internal structure, look at where they're seated in the interior, look what they're wearing, what shit they got on them. If it's something that the nanites could take a look at or take apart, it did. So you could be like, DNA on every single fucking dude in that helicopter, who are they? And that's the level of information that you just got.
Okay.
It knows every single piece of fucking everything that was in that fucker. So, like, what I'm trying to do with, because you and Jake don't like doing a lot of the investigative work, I'm trying to get rid of some of that. So you could just be like, whose fingerprints are on that fucking plane?
Yeah.
Who are they, and where do they work?
Well, the problem is you're gonna have, if you want fingerprints, you're gonna have every single
You're gonna have
person that's
hundreds of them.
ever touched that thing.
But really what's relevant to you is this. Who touched the paneling of the fucking guy that did the sabotage work? Is there any prints on that?
Yeah.
That's what you really want to know,
Yeah,
right?
I'll-
So what I'm trying to get you and Jake to doing is skip past the fucking detective work and just tell me what you're looking for. I need to know who fucking did the sabotage work.
That's what I want to know is if there's any like.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You have a mechanic at the local airport that works for Rocks and Oil.
But it's a Rocks and Oil helicopter.
You have a mechanic.
So that's normally.
And he just made a very large payment on his house. Operator will tell you that certainly so-and-so touched it and made a $10,000 payment on his house today. And sends a financial record where in the last 10 days, he's paid off almost all of his out-of-date bills.
So obviously he got paid to do this pretty well.
Yeah, in total about 30 grand in total. That is on the books that she can find inside his, power bill, his back rent, his fucking car payments. She finds about 30 grand and puts it up on a thing. When I say finds and puts up, it's projected in front of you. Let me see if I can do this. Bob, this might actually
Can
help
you pass that information along to the NTSB, the investigating body?
Now, I will say that when this is the part where we're going to get very clear for you guys. I think I may have misspoke. Stuff like that, they're not like that they just found out all that information. They're not going to send that up immediately, and I'll tell you why. Because they probably just broke a bunch of laws getting that information.
Okay.
Just so you'll know, in order to get that detail, they broke the law.
Right.
Because they're going to hack computer records and go after stuff.
That makes sense.
So after they figure that out, then they have to go through the legal routes to find out the same information. That way that there's a trail that shows that it was all done legally.
Yep.
So they can't do it immediately. It'll take a couple of days for them to get that information to be able to get to the right people.
And usually what the operator is going to do is put that back in your lap as for you to do. You can send it back to them and be like, find another way to get that done, but they're going to drop it in your lap to be the investigator that then goes and finds out what's happening. Because what they're doing is they're trying to give you an opportunity to be heroic.
Well, the problem is I'm gonna do the exact same thing that they're doing. I'm gonna have to break into shit and hack stuff
Uh-huh.
find that
Or
info.
or you send your fucking crazy friend there that likes to beat people up.
Yeah.
You go grab the fucking dude up and punch him in the face a bunch of times till he tells him who paid him. Where is he? Yeah. Who paid you?
Or because it's a group of bad people, you just let it go. Let
Uh-huh.
them kill each other.
You let 'em kill each other.
You know, if it wasn't the same guy that's been involved in 2 different incidents now, you know, roundabout kind of way, I would probably let it go. But this is a little too much coincidence, or not coincidence. I feel like he's being targeted.
There's probably a good reason why he's being targeted.
Yeah, because we fucking broke in. I mean, it's kind of our fault that he's being targeted now.
Is it?
Well, we broke into it and
Or are they continuing to the cover-up of the back tracing about him selling drugs on the street?
see. Here's the thing: if I'm gonna play the hero character, though, I got this guy in trouble, so I have to help him.
Why
now.
do you think that?
Because I'm the hero.
You didn't get him in trouble.
He
But
got,
you
he
did-
got himself in trouble.
Yeah,
it, was
you
his,
don't.
it was his choices that.
But he got caught by us, or
Nobody knows that.
well, I mean,
and remember, it started
I don't know.
way before. It started when they killed his wife.
Because
I feel like
Be-
I'm obligated to protect the guy. now,
because
though.
you nano infiltrated their network. You didn't go in there and physically hack it. There's no trace that we were over there.
I feel responsible though. Like this guy is gonna get killed because it's our fault.
Well, then maybe you should go drag him to church.
Really?
Make him repent.
Well, first, I'll help you out. You already know that he made. Everybody know. You guys, in that other investigation, you found out that they killed his fucking wife because he owes some fucking thugs some money because he stole their fucking money. It's why I keep playing that fucking video. It's because he took their fucking money and ripped them off.
Okay.
You already know that he sold them the street drug. He's involved with the group that sold them the fucking shit they need to make this new drug.
Did you watch Breaking Bad?
No.
Oh, well, they have this episode where in Germany, the executive of the chemical company, the cops show up to arrest him, and he drags the emergency defibrillator into the bathroom and kills himself with it instead of getting caught for the same damn thing that this guy is going through.
So he sold money. He sold all this product to the fucking goddamn thugs in your local area. Roxon doesn't have a reason to kill him because he didn't take their fucking money. He stole money from these other guys. So your friends are the ones trying to kill him. Same guys shooting up your school, the same guys making deals with the vampires, all wrapped up with this dude. Now this could be Roxon trying to kill him, but Roxon would have just had the fucking guy, damage the helicopter and let him fall out of the sky.
And they also wouldn't have had a whole bunch of their other executives.
Yeah, and there wouldn't have been a bunch of people, other
He would have went into his office one day and never came back out.
Yeah.
And never be seen again.
Yep. But I got this video for you that I wanted to play for you that I think might help. This is augmented reality.
Si quieres una buena calificación,
Voy lo más rápido que puedo.
has pensado en correr. Es saludable y eficiente.
But I put it up there because of all the extra shit that you can see that's going on in your headset display. This is all the kinds of shit that you get too with the operator, messages from your friends.
Eres una mente en
I'm a
forma.
positive
Tienes
person.
que confiar en la aplicación. Te sientes inspirada. Gracias.
Because what you get, a lot like what you're seeing, is when people are calling you and shit, like you guys' cell phones don't mean shit once you get to the point where your augmented reality works. You can do it all off your augmented reality. It just pops up, so-and-so's calling. You continually get messages, here's the emails.
The grocery list.
Yeah, all that shit is on your augmented reality. All the shit you would access from your computers in your augmented reality. You guys just get to move where it's at. And I like this because I'm not doing this where a little head pops up. I'm doing the people pop up in your reality.
Yeah.
Same thing like when Jake was like, hey, it'd be cool to have a dog or a cat or whatever. The computer with Mother will generate an animal for you to fucking have as a pet. It keeps all these fucking kids from wanting pets. They just create you a fucking fake pet that you can see and pet and interact with. Don't have to worry about it. Just like I'm looking for a good picture for, when I say operator, because now the operators are all the same appearance. Their voices are even the same. But it's like having Cortana that you could talk to. An image of someone that pops up to give you information. So when the operator arrives, they're supposed to be somewhere in your field of vision having that conversation with you. And like I said, all these scenes can be generated completely around you with all the details. I have another one where it highlights information. So if you generated your guys' crime scenes, it's a lot like playing.
Well, it's just like when you said that we pull the helicopter up and you get the schematic of the helicopter and then it points out
Yep.
where it's at. And then you say, I want the DNA of everybody in the helicopter. So it places everyone in the helicopter, runs them, and then you're like, what's the fault? And it highlights the rotor
Yep.
mechanism thing.
Yeah,
What-
and you
and
can
gives you
explode
a-
it out like an engineering
And gives you a
diagram.
I always look at like Tony Stark
Yep.
when he's pulling up when
Yep.
he's building armor, and
Well-
he's got all the shit coming off his desk, and it's just like all around.
Exactly.
And
And the
stuff.
visual that I'm trying to give you guys now is when we talk about like evidence based, when you go into a crime scene like that, you don't actually have to go there. What I'm trying to get to is somebody else will go to the crime scene for you and put up and look at the scenes for you. You just have to be interested enough to say, send someone there. Then what they'll do is they'll go there and they'll look at things. Even if you like, for example, let's say, Bob, you're interested in a murder that happened that none of your people were anywhere near. You could go and say, operator, pull up the file on that murder, and what will happen is they'll pull up all the details that the cops did, regenerate everything all the details
Well,
that
they
the cops
probably
have.
have pictures and everything
But
too. So
and they'll
so
generate
they can
whatever they
regenerate
can.
whatever they want. Yeah.
But that would allow you to investigate, and they'll highlight in red all the evidence and markers where stuff is that they found. So I'm moving away from this idea that you guys got to roll all these investigative rolls to, as long as you have your police thing, your skill, then I'll let you roll to see what amount of additional details you may be able to get that someone else
Stuff that
fucked
the
up on.
regular cops might have missed.
Exactly. So we're getting rid of all that shit. This is a huge shift in my GMing style, so bear with me about trying to get all this to work.
No, this works good.
And I'm trying to get way more into having the operator talk and be someone that you interact with to gain additional information. So that if it's obvious to me that it's going to be there, I'm just going to give it to you.
Okay.
I mean, that way we don't spend a lot of time in what you guys don't need. I'm trying to get to let you be superheroes and not fucking investigators.
Right.
So this is closer to what I'm looking for. And I got this because I'm like, the augmented reality, without having seen something like this, you may not know what all you can do with it. So I found this video and I thought it was great because you can operate all of your shit
Right.
from here.
I mean, this guy's got his fucking gaming shit going on the side.
Yeah, and this is what
know?
you should be able to do.
Right.
You're a teenage kid. This should be what you're doing.
Right.
Playing your fucking
your
video
music, your music playlist
Uh-huh.
that you're fucking when you go into a fight, you got your playlist going over here, your fucking hype music,
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that this is a good visual of that.
I always visualize from the Ready Player One.
Yeah, Ready Player One did a
That's
good
the one.
job.
That's a good movie.
That's the one I always
Yeah.
use. When he's actually in the Oasis.
Yep.
All the shit he can do because he can bring it up and slow it down. That's what I always use for a visual.
So, I'm using this one more because it's way more standard.
No es lo que quiero decir. ¿Para dónde voy?
And this was a quick one where it shows all the additional shit. Where you're at, the roads, the maps.
But it's like this, the interface and stuff is way out of date.
Yeah. That's what I said. The interface is way out of date, but the stuff you can do with what you guys have is pretty much here.
Olvídalo.
Where it can update you on what's coming up and where you're at. I think this is probably closer to like a Shadowrun version.
Yeah, this is way Shadowrun.
I like the arrows that mark where you're going.
I like covering up the street with information. And I like the AR advertisements.
I like the bubbles that go above people's heads.
Bueno. Hola otra vez.
This is also how they make sure that the houses have all the correct food stocked.
Ay no, cállate.
And the way I envision some of this other stuff is all mother going through and doing it. But you guys have way better versions than this fucking shitty ass graphics.
Yeah.
¿Qué está pasando?
Man, I would have to be running a whole bunch of anti-pop-up software.
Buen día, Emilio. ¿Qué puedo hacer por usted?
¿Qué está pasando? Mis puntos están bien.
No se preocupe. Sus puntos están seguros conmigo. ¿Le puedo ayudar en algo más, Emilio?
Yo no soy Emilio. Yo soy Juliana Restrepo.
Oh, the danger, sexy girls.
Espera.
Hola, Juliana
How did
Restrepo.
Kevin shit get on
Me alegra verte. ¿Qué puedo hacer por ti?
Mis puntos están bien. ¿Qué está pasando?
Tranquila, todo está bien. Parece que alguien está intentando vulnerar su cuenta.
That has like X-rays.
Espere, reinicio su dispositivo.
That's the other thing that scares the hell out of me is remote control of your cybernetics. I mean, there's already a huge data security gap with pacemakers. I
Hola,
can't imagine
Juliana.
having something tied into
Me
your
alegra
memory.
verte. Hoy
I
te
love
ves
how
hermosa.
it got rid of the crying
¿Estás
baby.
estrenando zapatos?
Ya lo arreglaron. Tengo que
When it
seguir
shut down,
trabajando.
the crying baby in the background, it's all back up, you can't hear the baby.
Estoy trabajando en eso. Pero necesito verificar tu información biométrica. Por favor,
Mostly I
sigue
like
la
it because
línea
it shows you
azul
that you
hasta
can be
el centro de
talking to all these
servicio más
people.
cercano para confirmar tu identidad.
Sí, pero mis puntos están bien.
Todo está
So
bien.
those of you who are more aware of your augmented reality stuff, like you, should know that the phone is useless.
Yeah. Well, that's why I try to do everything through heads-up display.
All the advertisements on people.
Yeah.
¿Qué está pasando? No, mis puntos. ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué es eso?
Shit's going.
You just got hacked, bro.
All I gotta say is good luck trying to hack mother.
Yeah.
Well, that's also why we use a frequency that's technically unhackable.
Yeah. In order, well, you would have to have a very specific power.
Very specific set of powers because you have
Yeah,
you,
it would be called mother hacking.
Yeah.
you would have to one, be a telepath, and two, be able to understand machine language.
Like
Uh-huh.
technopath or something, probably.
Yeah, well, even then, it's because it's technically what you guys have is the signals that you guys are using are transmitted via a telepathic signal and encoded in a computer language. So rarely will you find
Yeah,
someone.
technically, untraceable, unlimited distance,
Yeah. Because
unlimited bandwidth.
It's why you could technically, you guys are supposed to, I think, with the way it's set up, you can get 25 words in your communications before you're supposed to then have time pass. I think it's 25 words. But then it's based on the speed at which you guys have. So your four-finger computer speed, I think, is 6 times faster. So you get 150 words. So that's why I've never really kept track of it. Before.
And I don't feel like we have like extensive conversations.
No, you guys are having a massive conversation about it in a combat
we have
situation.
extensive arguments. We don't
Yeah.
have extensive conversations.
Yeah.
But if you guys are having like a long time conversation with the forefinger, then I would get a little bit uppity about it. But technically, because you guys have a forefinger and the communication is the way it is, it's considered a free action to communicate, which there is no real way to see how many of them you have. They say a good way to determine how many free actions you have is your intelligence modifier. Because that's how fast you think. So I don't know what your intelligence modifier is. 'Cause I
think.
Okay, so technically, you would get
4.
4. So 150 times 4. So what's that? 600, 800 words.
600.
600 words. So you get 600 words. In one free action. And you have, according to that, you'd have 4 of them.
Fuck, that's some books.
What's that?
That's some books.
I know, that's
Yeah.
that's huge.
For short stories.
Yeah. That's why so you'll know that's why I've never like made a big deal out of it. But at some point I may if there was like a really pressing and a whole bunch of shit's going on in the background. Because you gotta remember your AI is also running shit.
Right.
Usually the AI stuff I'm going to try to use for you guys to actually give commands to shit. But the operator is going to handle information stuff. So what do you want to do, Bob? You now know the exact guy who has obviously been paid by somebody. He got money. You know where he's at. You guys it's a Saturday afternoon. You guys are all sitting there hanging out with the horses. Boom, all that info is yours in a matter of like, all goes down in maybe 5 minutes, 6 minutes.
Is the executive that was on the helicopter, was he hurt?
No, because she caught it as it was falling to the ground.
Okay. Nobody got hurt. We kind of foiled their murder plan. We're gonna let it go for now. We're gonna deal with it at a later date.
Okay.
I kind of want to see if anything.
So here's
else.
what I need to know from you. Do you want the operator to follow through and continue the investigation? And what that would mean would be is that they send you the results of the other investigation that's currently there, because you know that everyone else is going to get, they're going to come over and they're going to ask everybody what happened, and they're going to have to give details.
Go ahead and continue to follow through with the investigation.
All I need is operator follow up on the investigation and give me details.
Operator, go ahead and follow up on the investigation and give me details.
Okay. That's kind of how this. I need you just to be like with the quick statements of this is what I need. I need you to give me the rest of this when it comes through.
Okay.
That way you have a continual update. And then visually, because I'm trying to give everybody the update. This is for Has too. The update would be as soon as the information comes in, they would just send you a file that pops up in your VR that lets you know that more information is there and what it pertains to. And then you would just be able to flag it and look at it.
Okay.
Does that work for you guys as far as eliminating this investigative shit?
No, that works. That works really
I just
good.
need to know that you want to know more and that I need to get back to you about it.
I want to be able to keep tabs on this to see the continuation of it, see where it goes.
And then it would allow you also, this is another one for Has over there, if you wanted then to send that to somebody else to have them continue to follow up on it or work on it, you can then send it to have them assign it to somebody else. And that's kind of how the flow would work. So if you were like, hey Jake, follow up on this. You don't actually have to say follow up on this as a verbal thing. You can give it to him virtually and be like, hey Jake, through your whatchamacallit, go fucking beat this guy up until he tells you what we need to know. But you don't have to tell him to go beat him up. That's how you're supposed to do this. Underhanded.
Right.
I'm going to use Jake to the most effectiveness, or even maybe in your case, even knockout.
Plausible deniability.
Yeah, plausible deniability, because then it doesn't hurt your. You're going to know that he may have to do something bad,
Right.
but you then can get away with the, I don't need to know the details.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Does that work for the two of you in that?
So let me ask you out of the game question. If I tell Knockout, I'm like, hey, I want you to go get Kevin and go take a look at this. Can she ask Kevin to go do something?
No.
Can she go ask him to go with her though?
Yeah, she can ask anybody she wants to go with
Okay.
her.
Would it be better for me to go to Kevin?
Yes, because
he's
he's
the team
gonna.
lead?
It's not because he's a team lead. It goes to this: who can you trust that is going to get the information done?
Those are pretty much my two go-to people right there.
And then the next one: who's going to be more quiet about it?
Yeah. Knockout for sure.
I don't know if Knockout, I would say, is going to be more quiet about it.
Really?
Because your concern should be more about whether or not the other good guy members of your team are going to find out that you went over and asked Knockout to do it anyway.
Right.
Because you don't want to come across to people like anytime it's this, where the line needs to be blurred,
Right.
that you're just going to people you know will do it.
Right.
It's easier to say that you went over and told the other guy to have him and his group look into this, and then at that point you didn't, you knew that something may happen, but you're not him. You're not telling him to go over there and beat it out of them.
Right.
You're telling him to go
look into it.
But if you send Knockout over there,
Right.
then you're saying go over there and do what is necessary to get this. Because then people will go, well, why didn't you just ask Pandora?
Yeah.
But if you're like, hey, I need you to go look into this. I need you and your group to go look into this a little more. Then you also are not telling Jake to go by himself.
Right. Okay.
I mean, you could, but
No, it's better to have the whole team involved.
and it goes back to who do you want to be?
Yeah. Hero.
I mean, if you really want to be a hero, you know that he's going to do whatever's necessary, and you should just handle it in-house yourself.
Right.
And you know the guy got paid, so regardless, I don't even know if you know where you want to go with that, unless you want And it's about who paid him. Talk to his wife, talk to his kids. I mean, then it's all about who you want to go, how far again you want to go to get the info.
I'll just follow the trail for now. Have it operator continue to do what she's doing.
Yeah, she gave you all the details. The details end with, that he got paid in
And
cash.
this happened quick, right?
What do you mean?
All this.
In the last week or so.
Oh, okay. I'm talking same day.
No, it didn't happen the same day.
Okay.
Because you're only 6 minutes into the investigation.
So
that's what I'm trying to stress.
6
minutes from when she called you.
Right.
When she called to where you're at right now has been 6 minutes.
So first thing I'm gonna do when Susie gets back, I want to be like, good job. I want her to make sure that I
okay.
say good job. Good.
I want you to know, I respect that.
Good job, Susie.
Well, I know she came from like 18 and is kind of down. So I want her to get the spirits back up. That's why I kind of gave her the save, So, I mean, that's just my thinking of sending her, because I know she needed a win.
Mm-hmm.
So.
She was one of the best ones for that, too.
Yeah.
Well, she's the only one, really, for that.
For that, yeah.
She's your only heavy flyer.
Yeah.
Except for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted her to have, a good day, so.
All right, anything else for you?
No.
So you guys go everything back to normal as you guys go through your Saturday?
Yeah. Back to enjoying the picnic. and then get out of there in this time.
All right. So when are you trying to get out of there?
We stay half the day or whatever, you know. I mean,
Time.
2 o'clock.
Okay. 1 o'clock. You get a email message
Yeah.
informing you that your supervisor, your guys' what do you call him? Your school buddy, your school leader. What I forget his name.
Bruce Morgan.
Bruce Morgan.
Yeah, Mr. Morgan. Mr. Morgan would like to see you when you get back.
I'll confirm. And I'll
Okay.
be there.
All right. So shall we skip right to that?
Go ahead.
All right. So you head to his office.
Yep.
Have you been to his office before?
Yep.
So he's got the big fancy desk
Yeah.
and the big American flag
Yep.
and all the war memorabilia
Yep.
and stuff in there.
Yeah, he was a Marine or whatever, right?
He was a member of SHIELD.
Oh, I thought he was a Marine, had a Marine stuff.
He
in there,
does.
too. Yeah.
But he was a member of SHIELD.
Okay.
Part of that is if you remember Magnum, this guy worked under Magnum, where Magnum came from, and Magnum came out of SHIELD. So this guy is has a direct connection to Magnum. That's why he's here. So he'll go ahead and ask you to take a seat. Go ahead and have a seat, Mr. Hood.
Yes, sir.
I have a few questions for you before we get into things. Something that you may not be aware of, but I think needs to be brought to your attention.
Okay.
I understand that Alexandria Scott is a member of your team.
Yes, sir.
Do you happen to know the name of Miss Scott's boyfriend?
No. I know he's a student.
You
Could
know
probably run it right now if you want me to.
Well, go ahead.
I'll run the kid. I'll do a facial.
All right, take a look at him. His name is Chester. What was it? Chester Gorgon. Or Gorgan, yeah, Gorgan. Technically Gorgan, but Gorgon.
Apparently his name is Chester Gorgan. Gorgan.
Mm-hmm. How far into investigating Chester did you get?
He's a student at the school. I didn't really do any. I assumed that all vetting had been already done.
So let's go ahead and continue that idea. Chester Gorgon. He'll put in your augmented, sends you another file of him, and
Okay.
put some pictures up in your augmented, and it shows Chester standing in a crowd of people with the big white outfit from the Ku Klux Klan, with the hat pulled back, and his big, huge FOH emblem on his chest. Welcome to Chester Gorgan. Chester is a member of our local, we can say local FOH at this point.
Isn't he a...
Of course he's a student.
Okay.
We, in the upper tier, had decided that we would allow Chester to go ahead and come aboard, as that way our investigations through Chester would lead us into finding out who the rest of them are.
Okay.
So we are currently having Chester under surveillance.
Okay. Is Alexandria aware of this?
Of course she isn't aware of it. I don't believe any of the students are currently aware. Although you being a member of the team, and obviously being in charge of said team, we didn't think it would, or rather, I didn't think that it would be appropriate any longer to keep you in the dark.
Okay.
However, what we need you to do is not stop what's currently going on. We need to be able to view what Chester is up to. We need to be able to get what his motives are.
And you're okay with using Alexandria as a pawn? to get that info?
I don't know what you mean by pawn.
Well,
It
obviously.
appears that Alexandra is quite fond of Mr. Gorgan, and that's beneficial to us. She's fond of him, and he seems to be, at least for now, satisfying her needs.
Okay. So you want me to just continue to let this relationship happen?
Do you think there's any other solution?
I mean, if you're getting what you want out of it, no.
I do believe that he's getting what he wants out of it.
Pretty sure she is too.
Well, the question would be, how much information is Mr. Gorgan getting about you?
From her?
I think that would be the question, yes. And are you okay with it?
I have to be perfectly honest with you. I don't like him being there. I don't even like him being in the school.
Was that before you found out that he was with the FOH or after?
After, of course. All you have to do is watch the news and see what they do. You know, they're not
Let's get into those questions.
they're not our friends.
Who's our?
Mutants.
How do you determine who's your friend and who's your enemy? What makes that choice?
Well, I think if someone is doing attacks against you and your friends, or other people of your kind, aka crypto, mutants, whatever you want to call it, I don't think that makes them a friend. You know, not every normal person is FOH, and I understand that. I understand there's good ones and there's bad ones, just like us. You got heroes and you got villains. They are the villain of the human race to us.
Or they're a political faction. Well, then I have a question for you, Mr. Hood.
Okay.
Why is there not a pro-mutant group at the courthouse? Every time our student, Nadine LaFleur, goes to court. You do not appear to be concerned about that.
From what I understand, there was pro-mutant people there, because the last time you said there was FOH on one side and there was pro-mutant people on the other side.
Uh-huh.
So there has been a presence that's pro-mutant from what I've seen on the news.
Mild.
Still there though.
Well, you said you were concerned. I'm specifically asking, why aren't you there?
To support my schoolmate.
Support your schoolmates, support your kind.
I don't have an answer to that. I don't know.
You seem very passionate about the subject, so my curiosity leads to, why don't you have a face there? Isn't it also anti-American?
Isn't there already a face there though? I mean, don't they have Officer Slag present and his team?
I do not think that a federal marshal performing his lawful duties is a face for a faction inside of a political debate.
He's still known.
Known what?
Isn't he a known crypto mutant?
Slag,
And
Super
that team?
Teen, those that went on to become federal marshals.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course they're a hero commodity, no different than.
So I would say that's a really good face for our kind in attendance.
that's not a face for our, not a face for your kind at that event. That is lawful marshals performing their duties, not a representation of your kind at the event. They're not protesting. They're not gathering support. They're merely there to ensure that a person going to a trial is not murdered or in some way injured. They're not outside carrying a sign.
From what I understand by watching the news, though, and the little bit of stuff I've seen on the internet, and the incidents between the marshals and the FOH, they've escalated.
Of course
so
they have.
if I was there, or my team was there, or some more students or different teams were there, wouldn't that just give them cause to escalate their response even higher?
I
With
think
us just even being there?
I think that would be determined by what you did when you got there.
Even if we just stood there and minded our own business, we've already ran into this. I mean, we've been at places where we've been I can't even think of the word now.
Assaulted?
Where we've not assaulted, but like verbally, like detrimentally, like assaulted, just because we're wearing our school uniforms and they know we're different. I feel like if we went to this place, all it would do is escalate tensions, and I do actually believe that.
And what do you think would happen if those tensions were escalated?
I think they would strike first, and then they wouldn't exist anymore. I mean, honestly, do you honestly think if we were there and the crypto marshals,
I will be honest
team that
in
was
my
there,
philosophy on how this goes.
But
I believe that as a crypto yourself, you will suffer a lifetime of prejudice. A lifetime of prejudice. And at the current age that you're at, you should get to understand that you will suffer a lifetime of prejudice. And it does not matter in what locale you live at, go to, or move to, you will suffer a lifetime of prejudice. So the concept of that people will judge you based on what school uniform you wear doesn't matter. You're already being judged by being a crypto. Whether you wear the school uniform or not, you're still a crypto, and will be judged on it the rest of your life. I think that leaders and people that are in charge need to understand that they are being judged their entire lives. And that little movements of, like, for example, sitting down in a local restaurant and being taunted by the populace because you wear the uniform is actually meaningless. Doesn't matter if you're at the local McDonald's or standing across from them in a protest. What are they going to do? Call you names? Is it anything you've never heard before? What are they going to do? Commit physical violence, which you're practically immune to? What do they actually do? Leadership in the movement for cryptos needs to begin to understand that it's a lifelong endeavor, not a sprint. You're not going to change their minds tomorrow. No matter of heroic work or accomplishment will change the minds of the FOH. They don't change laws. They're a minority populace. We need more leaders in the neighborhood of Clark Kent, Superman, Spider-Man, Victor Von Doom. We need leaders like that are out there that are actually showing people how to change things. That cryptos are not necessarily an evil group of people. That they can do great things for humanity. I'm not teaching you to go out there and solve small problems. That's not why they brought me to teach the team. They brought me in here to teach the team because I'm going to build future leaders in the crypto community. The idea of bringing the young Americans to the site is that the young Americans promote more than just the idea that America is great. They also promote the idea that things like the Friends of Humanity are not American. They're also a great ally and a strong voice to get a group of people to rally against injustice. I'm not saying that you should go there yourself and take your team. I'm saying that you should rally a very large group of people to stand across the street and support. Maybe if there was enough of you across the street supporting Miss LaFleur, there might not be a minority on the other side protesting her presence. Maybe once in a while it's worthwhile to show the minority that they're truly the minority. And as far as Mr. Gorgon, you're being brought in to let you know that we're aware, so that if by chance later down the road you found that we had allowed him to exist without informing you, you would feel betrayed.
I appreciate that.
This is so that you don't feel betrayed. This is so that you understand what's going on, that there are greater things behind it than just him being here.
I understand that.
And we don't neither of us have to like it.
Yeah.
But you also need to watch what you pull back. Dribble it.
So, with him, all just business as usual.
Business as usual.
With Nadine LaFleur.
That's a whole nother concept entirely. You haven't yet, Mr. Hood, decided where exactly you want to fit into things. So we're moving things around a bit. There will be a drastic change coming real soon. I'll just say as a matter of fact that you should probably have your entire team put their things in boxes.
Okay.
You should probably tell your friend across the way to have his team put his things in boxes.
Okay. I don't really know what that means, but
It means the only team I intend to have for a while will be an A team. You and your friend Kevin are probably going to get to see some other cities. Maybe even a few people that aren't necessarily ours. I might have a little bit of how you say, recruitment for you also.
okay. Why the shakeup?
Not a shakeup.
Why are you only choosing to have the A team?
Because I don't have a B and a C team. Simple question for you, Mr. Hood. Who chose your team?
I think, what's her name, Birdwell?
Did you?
I didn't.
Would you like to? Hell yeah. I think it's probably in your best interest that you get to select your own people. In order to do that, you first have to not have any people.
Okay, I understand that.
So,
So that's why we're being moved around.
We're not
to-
saying, you can't say we, you can say you.
So that's
There
why.
are only 2 members on my team at current, you and Kevin.
So everyone else is gone.
No, they're not gone. They're just merely gonna box their things up and move over to the dormitories over at the school. If you feel that any of those people are worthwhile and worth keeping, then I suggest that you go over to the school and figure out which ones are worth keeping. Perhaps introduce yourself to a few that are over there that, well, I've never had the opportunity to make it across the way. Not everybody got their opportunity. A few got their opportunity and didn't deserve it.
Understatement right there.
For a very long time, this school has been ran with the concept that particular locations were failures simply because of the people who ran them. Some of them were outrightly sabotaged.
As far as the team member wise.
As far as who was on the teams, as far as who led the teams, as far as who was in charge.
Okay.
Miss Birdwell did a grand job. Her and Miss Bass did a grand job putting together a very, very good roster. Problem is that roster's not our roster; it's theirs. And their roster can sit over there in their school.
So Kevin.
Quite
and
honestly,
I,
this is my show, and I think that you need to be successful.
Can I ask you a question?
What's that?
Who's above you?
Technically,
Yeah.
Miss Birdwell.
That's it.
Well, Miss Birdwell answers to several other people, but that's a good start for me.
So if you're not happy with the way she's running things, and she brought you in.
She did not bring me in.
Oh.
I work for Mr. Magnum.
Oh. Okay.
Mr. Magnum felt that the various teams amongst the various schools, having been ran by deans of the schools, was a very bad program to have someone that's trying to run a school also run the hero programs. So there is an entire group of us now that run hero programs while at the schools. So technically, yes, Miss Birdwell is a co-supervisor for me. But she runs the school, I run the hero program. Our duties are very specific,
Are we gonna have to
and
answer
different.
to her?
While you're at school, of course. I mean, if your grade point average
I'm
drops
not
below
talking-
3.0,
I'm not
of course
talking
you're going to have to go see Miss Birdwell.
I'm not talking about while we're in school.
Well, how do you separate them?
That's a good question. How do we separate?
She teaches you how to do arithmetic, and I teach you how to run into burning buildings and save little kids. She builds people that are going to go on to go to college, and I build people that are going to go on and become Avengers. I think that's how you separate the two of us.
So, just gonna.
Let's just be honest. Not everybody's going to go off and become a superhero. Some of them are going to go off and do their own thing. There are only so many spots amongst corporate rosters around the world. Some people are just going to college, Mr. Hood, just college. And then they're outside of whatever we're planning for their future. My job is to make sure that you get through all your years of high school and move on. Whether that's with some other organization or this one, that's beyond my scope. So are you asking me if you fail to do something while doing heroic work, whose responsibility that is?
Yeah.
Is that your ultimate question? That would
Yeah.
be me. If a house catches fire and there are 4 kids in it and you rescue 3 out of the 4, whose responsibility is it that all 4 didn't make it? That would be me. There will be times when that is your fault, but we will share that responsibility.
There's that ring coming out of them.
It'll be your fault because you were on the scene. It'll be my fault because I didn't give you the proper tools to succeed. If that happens, you probably should have called for help. There'll be many issues with what happens at that point, but we'll discuss those when those things arrive. Now we have many tools at our disposal. Some of them have been already being deployed. Changes to the operators, the changes to the system.
I've witnessed that already. I like that so far. Seems to work pretty good.
We'll continue to do that. The same is true with having B teams investigating non-heroic endeavors. Which leads me to the question, where are you at in your investigation? And is it yet something that needs to be moved to an A team?
From what I understand, Arrowhead already has.
Arrowhead is supposed to be facing costumed villains. Are any of these people wearing costumes, Mr. Hood?
They're wearing a giant corporation.
Corporations are not costumed villains. When he puts on a fancy green suit and storms out into the public and starts shooting beams out of his hands, we'll call that an A-team problem. I think the separation between what is A-team, what is B-team, what is C-team needs to be very clear. If the man is in a costume looking like a fancy fucking moron, he's an A-team. He needs to have an A-team deal with him. If he's just a gangbanger with a gun, B-team is perfectly capable of taking on a fucking gangbanger with a gun. If he's a fucking gangbanger with superhuman powers and not some fancy suit, then you take 5 fucking B-team members and kick the shit out of him. If you still think he's too fucking tough, take 10. If you think he's still too tough, fuck, take 10 B-team and 5 more fucking C-teamers. If you still think he's tough, hell, maybe 10 fucking B-team guys and a few of your friends from school. I mean, there's only like, what, 100 of them? I think you need to, how do they say this? How can I be just as blunt as I possibly can with this? Having read and looked at logs for you, Mr. Hood, the problem is that you don't, what's that word? Socialize anywhere near enough to be someone who wants to be in charge. Leadership is about directing others to do things. You got to know who to direct and where to direct them. There's damn near another 100 mutants. And if you didn't think that the almost 800 students that are here in some way support the idea of mutants, well, I don't know why they're in a school known to have mutants in it if you were anti-mutant.
Except for that one FOH kid.
One FOH kid. How many people applied to actually attend our school locally, the St. Louis area?
What was it, like 10,000?
That's outrageous.
Yeah.
You know, so we only have the support of thousands of local teenagers and kids on top of those who were accepted, on top of those who from other states applied, all just to get here. We don't have a vast list of supporters.
To be perfectly honest with you, we already had a friendly run-in with some kids that were actually like cool with us.
Mm-hmm.
So I can agree with that statement.
So when is your next trip off campus to go to like the water park or something?
We went today.
Did you invite those other friends of yours?
No.
Have you formed any rivalries amongst any of the other small groups or schools?
I don't think we have. Of course, we Kevin and I both signed up to play football.
Well, that's a good start.
So I can see.
Most of our integrated sports are amongst our own kind, amongst our own schools, because we have so many.
But still, we
It's a
can
good
get
start.
the same thing.
Now I'm fucking spacing the name. What the hell is the X-Men's name for their school? It's not when it's not the Xavier Institute. What's the other name for it?
What do you
The
think?
Massachusetts Academy.
Yeah, the Massachusetts Academy. That's what I'm looking for. What was the name of the X-Men mansion when it's not called the Charles Xavier Institute for the Gifted or whatever? It's the Massachusetts Academy,
I
right?
think it was Massachusetts, yeah.
Yeah. So he'll ask you if you have you ever talked to the Massachusetts Academy?
No,
Attended a dance there?
no,
Planned a field trip?
no.
Why not?
Fuck, dude, I've been here for 2 minutes. Jar keeps telling our characters we've only been here for 2 fucking minutes.
I know.
How much shit you want me to do?
We've been here for 3 weeks. I mean, and I've been
You've
trying.
been there. You've been there for like a grand total of 2 months. He's been there for almost as long as you have.
We've been here for 2 months.
So, in roughly about a week or so, Mr. Hood, I'm going to call you back into my office,
Okay.
and I'm going to want to hear where you're at and your ideas of your version of leadership. What clubs, what organizations, what versions inside this school you're actually running for to be in charge of. Are you even your class president? Why not?
Because I wasn't aware that we had that. I wasn't aware.
I know, I'm getting Bob more into the idea that there are school clubs and shit too.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me what clubs or organizations Kevin's in?
No.
You're my go-to guy, Mr. Hood. I think you need to get your number 2 in line.
What about that whole making us leave thing?
Oh, we're going to make you leave because we're of course going to send you off to these other places so that you can maybe interact with some other people. But let's first start with some of the ones that are here.
No, I mean, if we're leaving, why are we trying to join stuff?
You're not trying to join things. You're trying to impart on people that you want to be in charge of them. Perhaps while you're gone, you should have someone like, I don't know, someone loyal to you maybe run a campaign for you.
You can't beat the meat.
She's too busy cohorting with that FOH guy, though.
Do you think Miss Scott is a proper choice to run a campaign for you?
Probably not.
So in your own team, who's your number 2? I get who the quiet nod is given to, but who is the number 2?
Probably Pandora.
You'll have to figure that one out and start putting him in place.
Yeah.
You'll have to also question your second cohort, Kevin. Don't worry, eventually I'll have Kevin in my office too. But for now, let's swear you away.
I think Kevin's got a second already. I think they're one and the same.
A symbiotic organism does not count as a second.
He gets most of his advice from him though, so.
Doesn't necessarily mean that you should listen to the advice of an alien.
That's not a good thing.
I'm not saying it's a good
Yeah.
thing.
Perhaps you should encourage him not to listen to the alien and become the human side of his friend.
I have a lot of work to do.
Like, seriously, I mean, how many hours can you barbecue? And which one of them is barbecuing? Which one of the 2 of them enjoys the barbecue so much?
I think that's Kevin's thing.
Are you sure that's Kevin, or is it the symbiote that just loves the sound of sizzling meat? I mean, perhaps you should ask. And seriously, the guy needs to stop catching all the fish along the riverbanks and stop fishing illegally. He needs his license. Tell Kevin to get a fucking fishing license. Fish the limit.
Okay.
And Jake, you get the notification on where to go to pick up a fishing license and the deposit and funds for a fishing license. So if it pops up on yours and he's sitting there.
Fishing license? What the fuck? Oh, okay.
I forgot you're from out of state.
Oh, it's going to cost you like 4 times as much.
Oh,
I go jump in the truck and go give me a fishing license.
Okay. And as a note for you guys that I will be sitting down with Matt at some point, and we will be going over their purchasing fucking shit. Because holy crap, is that fucking ridiculous. If you guys got any ideas on that shit too, don't be afraid to share.
And what?
On what?
The purchasing, like how much it costs to buy something. Holy fuck. Like holy shit.
Prices are based on how much things affect the game.
Which is
Yeah, because
so-
there's shit all over the place.
some of that is ridiculously it doesn't fucking affect the game.
Yeah, well, to buy a gun with your wealth score, you need like a wealth score of 20.
Yeah. To
But,
buy a
but,
fucking
but,
gun.
but to buy a truck,
But
It's
to
like
buy a
5
truck,
or
it's
10.
like 5 points.
Yeah, I was looking looking at the gun and I was like, seriously? Like guns that do like 6 points of damage, you need to have a total of like 25 to buy the fucking thing? It's like, this is ridiculous. You should be able to go, wealth score, I take 10 on my... Everyone starts everyone has a wealth of 8. If you have no wealth on your sheet, you have a wealth score of 8. So you already are considered to have like $150,000 at 8. So if you add 10 to that, that means you're supposed to be able to buy purchases of someone that makes $150,000 regularly without touching your wealth. So they always say that's what, 10%? So purchases under...
No, they don't say anything because
Well, they don't in the
there's-
game
there's-
mechanics, but...
there's like
15
no
grand.
guidance.
Yeah,
Anything under 15 grand doesn't even matter.
anything under 15 grand should be a normal part of your purchases. If it's over $15,000 is where you're supposed to have to be like actually losing scores. Because when you make a wealth score, your score goes down. So that's why I'm like, you shouldn't be rolling. You should just be succeeding. I gotta run to the bathroom real quick, then I'll come back and get to the second part. Because I got part 2. It was something I was looking for. I think I was looking for my laptop. Because I wanted to look at that well score shit, but not really that
The
relevant.
laptop's in the bathroom.
You want the book?
Yeah, if you got it. There's something I want to look at. But I'll give you a break. Jake, figure out what you want to do. I'm going to get you guys out there. I hinted about Young Americans. I hinted about student body. I hinted about clubs. I hinted about a ton of shit. And you talking to Jake about what, if you want to role play, what's the space just said to you with Jake, that would be cool. And I'll let you get out of that meeting.
Okay, I'll get out. So I'll text you and find out where you're at.
I'm busy.
Huh? Busy doing what?
I'm doing what you usually do.
What?
Fucking with my phone. Oh, yeah, what do you need?
Where you at?
On my way into town to get a fishing license.
Okay, well when you get back, let's meet up. We have a talk.
Ooh.
I just had a meeting with the dean, so it's not good. Well, it's not good and it's not bad. So just come over to my place when you get back.
Okay. I'm back. What's up?
So apparently the dean is going to be sending you and I to other locations.
Go for it.
We are going to interact with some other people. Everyone else is packing their stuff and moving over to the dorms at the school. We're the only 2 left.
Huh?
We're the only 2 left. We are to interact with other people.
For what reason?
We're picking our own teams.
So we get to pick the individuals that we want in our house.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
He's going to send us to other locations. He wants us to interact with other people other than our teammates. He wants us to join.
Well, it sounds like they're not going to be our teammates anymore.
Well, if you have somebody that you want that's in your house right now, you say you're staying, and they're on your team. You're making the choice. I have to do the same thing. So we need to interact with the other students at the school more. We need to interact with outside entities more. Apparently there's a school in Massachusetts that they have dances at that he wants us to go and interact with them.
That's funny that that's what you got out of that whole conversation.
I'm just trying to put this my way.
Yeah.
He wants us to go hang out. He wants us to be leaders. So he wants us to do like school leadership programs, Young Americans, pro America, pro patriotism. He wants us to lead the school. He wants us to be our class presidents, this and that. He wants a lot more interaction. He wants us to join clubs. Pretty much wants us to be the interacting with everyone in the school. I know you're probably not going to be okay with that, because I know you like to sit in the corner and like brood.
Well, it's not that I like to sit in the corner and brood. The corner is the best place to see everybody in the room.
Right. So from now, you might want to let your team know that
let them know to pack their shit, that they're moving over to the dorms.
pack their stuff. They're going to the dorm. Unless there's somebody who wants to stay. Like I said, we're picking our own team. So
Well, the first thing I want to find out is if they want to stay.
that's
Then I can go from there.
probably a good idea. Just giving you a heads up. Did you get your fishing license?
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently there's a limit to the
What?
river.
Oh.
Apparently you're supposed to fish the limit. I have to go back over to his office in a week and give him a report on where we're standing with all this. So
Did you tell me about the shit that you talked about with Lydia? Or not with Lydia, but
with knockout.
no, Nadine.
Oh no. He also. So Nadine's going through some shit right now. You know that. I know that. He asked me why we haven't been there to support her in this endeavor. Notably, a face across the street from the anti-mutant people. He said, take a large number.
Well, I guess we could do like an assembly or do like don't they do like flyers and shit, and then ask for people if they want to go and protest against them.
We're not protesting.
Well, not protest, but just
We're
standing,
supporting Nadine.
Yeah, but if we're standing across the way from,
Right.
if he's asking it for the opposite of the FOH,
Right.
then wouldn't the people on the other side be like, they're people too, and
Yeah.
all this other shit?
Pro-mutant.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Get a large group of kids. Well, we got a large group of.
Remember when we went to the mall and we had that group of kids messing with us, but then that other group of kids came over and was like, "Hey, we're cool with you guys."
Yeah.
Maybe we need to invite them to some stuff too. If we do like the race car thing that you want to do next weekend, because I actually got her number. So I mean, if they want to see if they want to come.
Why? And
Because-
it sounds like that's not going to happen
Because he wants us to interact. He wants us to interact with more groups and more people.
Yeah,
So
but it also sounds like that's not going to happen because it sounds like we're going to be someplace else at that point.
we're still gonna do school stuff.
Yeah, but you just said that we're going to other locations.
We're
to pack our shit,
still gonna be
so-
here, but then he's going to send us there for like a week or 2 weeks like a mini vacation
Well,
to kind of get away
I
from
understand
stuff.
that, but that still means that we're not gonna be here.
Yeah.
We're gonna be someplace
I,
else.
I don't know the logistics of how it's going to work yet. I don't know how he's planning on making the school stuff work and the other places work. I don't know.
I'm all for, seeing if we can get, like, put up a flyer for the students here
Yeah.
in the student center and find out if anybody's interested in going and doing a, whatever you wanna call it, the courthouse.
Yeah.
We're with you.
Peaceful, yeah.
That kind of stuff. That's cool, and that's something that could probably happen fairly quickly.
Right.
But I'm not going to invite people to stuff that I specifically wanted to do just for us, just to satisfy somebody else. I mean, and other stuff, yeah, I can, sporting events or something like that.
Right.
That'd be cool, but that's not the idea that I had behind
Right.
what I want to do next weekend.
Do you-
But it doesn't sound like next week's going to happen anyway, so we can always
Yeah.
change stuff up.
He didn't set a timeline for everybody to be out by.
Well,
Right?
He told you to
Right?
get
He didn't set a timeline.
But
Okay.
he did say to get everything packed, which means it's going to be
Yeah,
fairly
probably
quickly.
fairly quick. So.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't have him do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
That way, Monday at school, they're actually in the dorms.
Yeah. That's probably true.
I mean, that's what I would do if I was in that situation.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
What's with the fish fries?
We like fish.
Do you like eating the fish, or do you like the sound of the flesh searing on the barbecue?
Where the hell did that question come from?
Is your friend like that?
Again, where did the question come from? Because that came out of left field.
A little bit, but kind of a personality thing I'm trying to get here.
And what were you going to get personality-wise out of that? Come on, Ace.
I mean, is he in charge or are you in charge?
Describe in charge.
Who's running the brain? Are you running the brain, Kevin? Or what's his name? Onslaught?
Wreckage.
What?
Wreckage.
Oh, wreckage or wreckage. Who's calling the shots?
It's all right. Say like this is me. It's all me, right?
Okay.
When it's kind of a hard question, Ace. It's pretty. I guess you can call it a partnership. As far as I know, he's never exerted control. I control what we do. I control our actions. He gives me the ability to be able to do a lot of other stuff. With his powers and his abilities.
Okay.
To my knowledge, he's never taken over. Can he? I have no idea.
Ask him.
He's not answering. Because he's in the shitter right now.
Can't you make that call?
No, that's Jar is supposed to be playing the symbiote, but he's never did it. Yeah, the whole idea was that Jar was supposed to play the symbiote as an NPC and
Right.
supposed to do all kinds of cool shit with me, and Jar just never has done it.
So we obviously know you're willing. The two of you are willing to do whatever it takes to get stuff done, right?
Yes, that's true. I believe I've
You've
specifically told you that.
You've made it clear by your actions and what you said. So I am going to attempt to run the course of the heroic individual. I'm going to try to do the right thing. I'm going to try to use the proper channels to do things. We're not always going to see eye to eye, obviously. I want to be able to count on you, though.
I've told you I have your back, you know, ever since I got here, and I'll have your back as long as I'm here.
I'm just confirming what's been said, that you have my back. The problem is, if you continue down the path that you're going down, I won't always be able to have your back.
And what path is that? Ace, we haven't done a lot. If you're specifying everything off of 2 basically encounters that you dislike. The one where I went out and beat up the gang to find out what we needed to know, and me breaking the leader's arms. That's only 2 things. I followed your orders and the school's deal. I followed that the entire time. And truthfully, we haven't done a hell of a lot. You know, I told you that there was a couple of specific actions that if I ever run across, that I would have issues with.
Right.
You know, and I'll never tell you that I won't take out, you know, a child molester or anything along those lines if I ever run across them, because it's not going to happen. You know, but the school got me out of a bad situation. One of the things that I was told when the school got me was that I'm going to have to follow the program, and I'm following the program the best that I can. Yeah, I test the waters, you know, at times. And everything's really different now than it was before.
And things are changing again.
So he told you that everything's going to be changed up again?
Yep.
Well, then we'll go from there. You know, I've never had I'm never going to be a hero. It's not the type of personality that I have or that Wreckage has. I've always been a fighter. I've never been much of a hero. Yeah, I'll stand up for atrocities and that kind of stuff if I see them going on. But I'm not like Captain America or, you know, the other shit like that. That's just never really been me. And it's definitely not me now.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to change, so.
But you change all the time.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what to expect. He called me to his office today and pretty much hit me across the face with a 2x4. So it's like I mean honestly, I honestly thought we were doing okay with the training and the school stuff, and apparently somebody's not happy, and I'm thinking it's probably Magnum, Mr. Magnum, or I don't know. But he told me to tell you what was going on, so. And he said you'll be in his office pretty soon too, so.
Okay. Then I'll find out what he has to say once I talk to him.
Yeah.
Okay. So they changed stuff in this book. They changed the rulings for equipment under that.
Well, there are also differences in the GMG.
Is there?
Mm-hmm.
What's it saying? Do you have the GMG?
No, I don't only have the main book.
Okay. Because under those rules, and we may be running the one in the GMG, and that'd be
yeah, that's where we've been running is the one in the GMG.
Because that one says basically you get everything for free.
Yeah, and we're running the actual wealth system, which is in the GMG.
Okay. I'll have to look that one up. Because I read that one, and basically it says if you're a multimillionaire, everything that would normally a multimillionaire would have is free, but you don't get to have anything special. So if a multimillionaire went out and bought a pistol,
It's a normal.
it's not a normal pistol. Then you have to use equipment points to buy it.
Oh, okay.
But you can't.
because it has. Gotcha.
But you couldn't actually purchase it you would just have it as you'd have to go get pay a PowerPoint to get 5 equipment points, and then you could. So I thought I would share that that's what it says in there. So did you role play with Jake?
Yeah.
What'd you guys get? Jake telling you to F off?
No.
Did he tell him? Was there something going on, or were they sword fighting? Okay.
Whatever.
I don't know why you ever asked Has what happened.
Well, that's why I went straight to what he was going to tell me. I knew what he would say.
Why did you ask him?
There might have been something like, there was some brilliant role play. It was awesome to
That was
observe.
good role play.
Hug box.
You know what? I'm gonna come over there and hug your box.
Kick his box.
He just said he's going to put it in your pooper.
That's pretty gay.
Yeah, well.
Well,
What they say, have a gay old time.
if it's what it takes to make
I gave Jake the rundown.
And his response?
He was okay with everything.
So, what clubs and organizations are you going to go talk to now? Or are you going to go talk to any? Because it's a Saturday.
I don't know what's there, so
Everything you would ever find in a regular high school.
chess club.
Well, way more than chess clubs. You got choir,
If you
band.
come from Happy Camp, you got nothing.
You got choir, band, drama. Like those are like the 3 ones that are in every school. Usually they got some kind of science club.
I'm definitely going to science club.
What else do you normally get? Sometimes you end up with chess. I know that here they have chess club. All the ones I just mentioned, including chess. What other one? Probably got Dork Club.
The D&D club.
Yeah, like the Gamers Club.
I'm totally
And you probably
down.
got the video game guys.
The AV club. The audio visual.
Yeah, probably. Well, because you have because you guys have a like almost junior college atmosphere with your people who build robots, because you got Robot Fight Club. I mean, your school builds robots to fight other robots. So I'm sure you got a robotics club. You just got to figure out which one you want to try to be in charge of. Then there's of course all the sports and athletic teams.
Yeah, we're playing football already. I already signed up for that, so we just gotta go practice.
They haven't even had tryouts yet.
Nope. Technically, they should have tryouts in summer. So that's all me.
Yeah. Could be winter league football
Yeah. Well, what I'm kind of thinking is
for the crypto kids.
what I'm kind of thinking about doing is having them play regular football, and then crypto football following regular football. But I've been trying to figure out how to make that work without being able to having to identify all of you. Because they were like, hey, man, crypto football's right now, but hey, man, Kevin, you want to go watch the crypto football game? You know what I mean? So like, I
Sure,
guess.
no problem. We can do it.
Yeah, I guess you'll have to send surrogates to do it, but you know, to go out and hang out with your friends while you're over there playing crypto football.
Sorry, I don't have any friends.
Like I don't have none.
He hangs out in the corner. I already told him that.
You already told him he's kind of a weirdo kid.
Yeah.
No, he just said that.
Well, he said.
You kind of just hang out in the corner, and I told him, well, it's the easiest way to watch the exits and entrances to find out who's coming at you. Then he asked me. He says, why all the fish fries? Do you just like sitting there just listening to the sizzle of flesh? And I'm like, fuck, Ace, where the fuck did that question come from?
Came from the boss man, actually.
Yeah, but he didn't tell me that.
Did you ask him if he's the kid in the background? Why is he the kid in the background with the camcorder filming the plastic bag floating in the air?
No, I didn't ask him that.
So I won't be here next weekend either.
Say, I love the look on Jake's face. He's like, wait a minute, motherfucker! Look on his face.
Trying to come over here to have a good time and yeah.
You know that's your character. He knows it's his character. You know that's his character.
I don't think so.
Who's he hang out with? If he's not hanging out next to your dude, who's he with? He's me, myself, and Irene. He's got him and the symbiote. That's his buddy, the symbiote.
That's kind of harsh.
That's not harsh.
I told him to make friends though, so.
He told you to make friends? Did he tell you, like, who to make friends with? Did he even offer to help you?
I told you fuck both of you, so. Everybody in this room can go fuck themselves right now.
I like your character, but, you know, I'm just saying the truth. This guy don't have very many friends either.
Not many friends.
I know.
Except for that guy.
He's not really your friend either.
I know.
Mostly, dude, you're not hanging out with that guy. You're that guy. You're that guy in high school. It's like, I got a girl. I got my girlfriend. He's always sitting next to his girlfriend while his buddies over there like, man, remember when we were friends? And you'd hang out with me?
Why are you trying to make Jake mad?
I'm not making Jake mad. Making Jake get a full understanding of who you are when you're over there like, hey dude, you need to go make some friends. Because I'm totally your friend. And he's like, when the fuck did you turn into my friend, Dick?
You go to the bathroom and try to come back fucking jerk mode.
It's not jerk mode. Which one he wants to go make a friend?
Jake does.
I've got the only friend I need. He'll never let me down.
Wow.
He'll never make fun of me. He just likes to listen to the fish sizzle.
I know. He's like, cook them. Cook harder.
He doesn't like them cooked. He likes them raw.
Oh, so that is for you. That just got weird.
He's not eating them. He's just throwing them back in the water when he's done. Free fishy. To the bottom with you.
I think you make Jake mad.
I'm not making Jake
I don't
mad.
even know why.
I don't know why I'm making Jake mad either.
Jake, why are you mad?
I'm not mad. I'm just waiting for you guys to get done.
Well, which one you wants to go first?
Jake.
Nope.
I've been over there with Bob for a while. Jake, what do you got?
It's your turn.
I ain't got nothing.
Nothing. It's like Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening.
Well, we're obviously not having a fish fry.
Jake's having a fish fry.
I'm not frying fish ever again. I go out in the back, get the brand new barbecue that I have, put it on a big old pyre, fucking light it up.
Smell the rubber wheels burning. Big pile of steel in the back. Really burning off his wheels. And the paint burning off of it.
Okay, serious question. I'm gonna
And a
pull up a
gazebo on
list
fire.
of the clubs and see who's accepting applicants for clubs.
Y'all are.
So okay. I'll probably look at like the science club,
Okay.
like the computer lab or whatever, because I'm already good at that, so I should be able to take over fairly easy. And then football tryouts, if we have a time frame for that.
I would guess October.
And then what'd you say, drama? Maybe I'll branch into that.
Might even have Fight Club.
Yeah, I'm too pretty for Fight Club. Not interested. And then is there like would that be like a glee club or drama club?
Drama.
Is there a glee club?
Well, probably,
Wouldn't that be choir?
yeah, choir. Choir, glee club.
Because doesn't like glee club do like skits and stuff too? And I don't think choir does like skits, so.
You might be able to separate them up and make them different.
And then, is there like a home ec, like a cooking club or anything?
Probably because you guys have food services or whatever for one of the courses they offer.
Probably a lot of hot chicks in there or something. Check that one out.
Probably all dudes.
Seriously?
Thought there would be chicks there.
Huh? No, all dudes?
Because it's a profession of cooking.
Never mind.
They make a profession out of it, so a lot more dudes than girls.
Erasing that one. What about sewing club? Vacuuming? I'll check out the robotic. What is it? Robotics Fight Club.
There's actually, as part of the curriculum, they have a robot. They build a robot and fight it at the end of the year.
Okay.
Well, technically, because these guys are more advanced, they probably fight a lot like you would do for sporting events.
Okay, so I got a computer lab club, football tryouts, drama club, glee club, and robot fight club.
Okay.
And then for other sports, do
Are
we
you
have?
avoiding Mandy?
Huh? What?
Your favorite person? Hot little blonde girl? The one that broke up your relationship?
Brandy?
Mm-hmm.
What about her?
You hang out with them at all?
Young Americans?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll put them on the list. Is there a like cross country skiing team?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna sign up for that too.
It's probably a club and not a competitive.
Cross country ski club.
Yeah. Probably just ski club. Where they do snowboarding and skiing.
Okay, I should be a natural with that.
I mean, I'm like, they have a school in Denver and Tahoe. I'm sure they can have a club.
I wanna make a flyer that I'm gonna circulate throughout the school. That's a pro-American, pro-patriotism, pro-crypto rally at the courthouse in support of Nadine LaFleur. And I'll make a time for like Monday morning, whatever.
Are you trying to schedule it in just a time to do it?
Yeah.
And not when the crazy people are there?
No, I don't care if they're there or not because
We should do it while they're there.
yeah, we're gonna do it while they're there because we need a presence, like you said, to oppose, well not oppose them, but to give a positive reflection of the crypto community that's been supporting them.
Or not the crypto community, but just people that support and accept cryptos.
Right. So I'll make a flyer for that, and we'll do Monday morning for whatever time they get there.
Probably want to set it out a little longer than Monday.
Like the next Monday? Okay, we'll set it out till the next Monday.
So we get more people.
Yeah.
And you got to decide if you're doing a one-time event. Or
We're gonna do it twice a week because I understand everybody has other commitments and stuff to do. So I'll set it up for 2 days during the week to go do it.
should ask, how often do they actually have the court cases?
She's having, how many times did I tell you she's there?
Like 3 days a week.
Is it Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
No, it's random.
Okay. How are we gonna do that then?
You're not gonna know.
We won't know. We'll just have to you'll have to set certain days, and then just do it on those days until the end of the court case.
Okay. Yeah.
Or, you wanna know when she's gonna be there?
Yeah.
Go talk to this guy and have her go ask her. I mean, that would be,
Okay, I'll
that
ask
would be
you.
an easy way to know.
I'll ask you when we're having that conversation if you can find out when she's gonna be there. That way we can do this rally thing to support her. If you don't mind.
Okay. We can set it up as if it's the school supporting another student,
Right.
because she is she is a known student of the school.
Right.
So we'll do it to fellow students supporting her. And if anybody asks how we know when she's going to be there, that's why, because we're supporting her. I'll plan on going myself.
I'm definitely going, yeah. And I'll circulate that throughout the school.
Okay.
I'll make like 1,000 flyers and put them up and stuff. See how big of a turnout we get.
Well, we should probably set it up though to where we don't arrive until after she does, because that way the FOH, if they pay attention, after a while they'll realize that we're there the same day she shows up. So if we show up before she shows up, then the FOH would have a chance to actually be able to do something. If they ever want to do something,
Is that
you know, like
legitimate?
if we show up, they're like, oh, she's going to be here today. Let's set something up.
Okay.
You know, but if we show up
Yeah,
afterwards,
if that's a legitimate threat,
you know,
then yeah.
but if we show up afterwards, then you know there's not gonna be any preemptive stuff there.
Yeah,
And
no,
then we can
that's a good
we
idea.
can set it up with the buses and actually have our buses, you know, show up after that.
That's a good idea. Okay.
So where are you guys gonna be after that evening?
See, I already had my conversation with him, so obviously I'm gonna call a house meeting, tell them the bad news
Which bad news?
that they're getting fired.
Well, they said it was happening right away, so.
So you said to tell them that to pack their stuff, so I can only assume I'm going to assume that it's going to happen
Fairly quickly?
fairly quickly, yeah.
Alright.
So I'll get
So
everybody.
house meetings at what time?
Dinner time.
Okay.
I'll just make dinner.
Did you tell Jake about it too?
He's doing his own house.
Jake, you doing your own house meeting?
I guess so.
Or are you just not gonna worry about it until they tell you that it's all happening?
Well, I kind of told him to tell his people, so I would assume that he would do it.
Well, that's why I'm asking Jake if he's doing it or not.
Yeah, I'll tell them. I'll have a meeting that night then.
Okay. At what time you're meeting?
Dinner.
Okay.
So, good way to do it.
For you, the only guy not there is your buddy Randy.
Okay.
Everyone else is present.
I'm gonna text Randy. Where are you at?
He tells you he is at the local pizzeria with his lady friend.
Stay out of
And
trouble.
then sends you pictures of his lady friend.
Closed.
Yeah, just pictures of her sitting there next to it. With like selfie shots with him, like in the pizzeria with her.
I'll check the
It's the same
timestamp.
girl that you were with last time.
I'm gonna check the timestamp, make sure that it's actually
Yeah.
just make sure the background shots are actually at the pizzeria. All right.
But it's the same girl. I take that back because the other girl technically was a student. So the girl that he's with is the other girl that was not a student at the school, but her friend. That's the girl he's with this weekend. So when Matt ran him off, it was the girl from the school and some other girl that his buddy was with. This week he's with his buddy's girl, and it's not from the school. At the pizzeria.
That's a player, man. He doesn't even eat plenty of fish.
But his truck is still locked up. Because some guy shut his truck down and let it go. So Randy had to walk to the pizzeria.
Yep, I remember that now. Shutting him down.
Okay.
Or he had the girl come get him, one or the other.
Yeah, probably.
I don't see Randy walking anywhere.
Or he took a golf cart, or he took a bicycle.
Yeah.
Or somebody else's car.
Yeah, or he stole somebody's car.
Where is Ace's car?
Luckily it's in the garage. Just so you know. Maybe. Or he stole Jake's truck.
Probably not.
Jamie would have asked me, I would have given the key for it.
Gotta go get some ass. I need a truck. So far, he's been doing what Jake said. Don't get in trouble.
Yeah, no, I'm perfectly
I mean,
okay with him.
and if you remember right, Randy was a great help in the vampire case.
Yep.
He was just one Nagra.
Yeah.
No, he was a white dude trying to play like a black dude.
Terribly.
Terribly.
Had a good pimp walk down though.
He had
Right.
the white nigger pimp walked out.
He had the white guy trying to play a black guy trying to play pimp.
A wigger.
Yeah. He wasn't even doing that good. Anything special I'm going on Sunday? I mean, you guys are like, hey, pack your shit. You're all gonna get canned and sent back over there. I mean, how are you laying that on them?
No, I'm gonna be like, so just to let you guys know, there are apparently some changes that are coming again. You guys first question. Who's my friend in this house? Who likes me?
No one puts their hands up. Like, nobody.
Does anybody want to be here?
So you get Pandora. What do you mean, like, who's your friend and do we all want to be here? This seems like a trick question.
So, what's coming down the pipe is Kevin and I are being thrust into a different position of kind of leadership. We get to pick our own teams because Mr. Morgan feels like we would be better off if we picked our own teams. So he wants us to associate with people, wants us to go to the school, associate with more kids from the school, in case there's somebody that didn't get an actual shot at being on a team. I appreciate you guys. I know we're not the best of friends. I understand that's my bad for not being a good friend, not a good team lead. I feel like the last week or so we've made some good adjustments to the way things operate around here, given the last few conversations that we've
So
had.
Pandora's like, not to interrupt, but like, what does like our being your buddy really have to do with the team stuff?
If you don't want to be with me,
So, well, I don't want to be with you. Like,
team-wise,
be with you. But
team-wise, Pandora, if you don't feel like we're a good fit for teammate wise, I won't select you.
Just you like that lowered eye kind of look like. So, you want us all to be like friends on the same team?
I feel like there should be some actual friendship. Team loyalty is one thing, but to actually have someone on your squad that actually has your back 24/7, whether it's a personal problem or a work problem or a hero problem or a supervillain that you want to have 100% confidence in who's around you, right? Don't you?
Just pauses from, kind of, maybe.
What I'm saying is we're moving on, all of us. Because from what I've been told is the only team that's going to exist is the A team.
Yeah,
For now.
they're like, so you get knockouts. Like, yeah, they take the team from the groups of the two that they got, and then they assemble a good A team.
Well, here's what's actually going to happen. That's how it's happened in the past. Miss Morgan is sending Kevin and I. We're going to go on a recruitment mission, endeavor to build our perfect teams. He wants us to go out to different schools. He wants us to interact with different people. He wants us to find our perfect teams that we pick ourselves, that we think is going to be good. And then I guess, from what I understood, we're going to continue with the school training, and then he's going to initiate some sort of superhero training program that's different from what we already have, from what I understood. So what I'm asking is, does anybody want to stay with me?
Oh, just let you know, I'm never role playing again without you in the room.
That bad, huh?
Just not doing it.
What?
So I'm not gonna role play like with him going to the bathroom, with you and me role playing. I'm not gonna do it again unless Jar's here and I can actually listen to the role play.
Why?
Because he's never gonna get the proper. He's never really gonna know what happens with the role play.
Oh, I kind of already knew how that was going to go between you guys. Just by your guys' reaction.
What do you mean?
Matt gave a negative impression about what happened.
And there was nothing negative about what happened, though.
I know.
So is this about me or is this about him?
This is about Matt being an a-hole about it.
Okay. I was like,
I was looking
thought we did a good job.
I was looking for some feedback, but just so you know, I took it as you guys did good. Yeah. So you know, I thought things would go. I just wanted you guys to.
I feel like I passed on all the information that you wanted me to pass on.
I'm quite.
I didn't say anything about the KKK kid. I didn't.
I'm quite. Well, if you had, I would have. If I thought you did, I would have just asked Jake. I think you guys kind of covered it based on what I've seen so far. That you kind of got. So let me get the gist. You're asking which ones of them are going to be interested in like still possibly being there if you get to choose.
Yeah. If you don't want to be here, if you want to just do the school thing, just do the school thing. Or stick around.
So Pandora again put her hand up.
Go ahead.
Aren't we all like going over to the school thing?
You guys are, yeah.
What about you? I feel weird.
I just said.
Ace, I feel super weird that I have to prostitute myself out to you to be picked.
Who's this?
Pandora.
Pandora.
So, I'm like a street hooker, begging to be picked up. We're all in a line. I'm going to be the last kid picked for dodgeball, Ace.
Actually, Pandora, If you want the actual
if you
truth,
if you can dodge a dick, you can dodge a ball. Sorry, had to say it.
actually, you were going to be my first pick to stay.
So I do feel like I'm in, like we're playing dodgeball, and we got like all the kids all lined up, and there's all of us, and some of us are like, ooh, 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 and some of us know how to play dodgeball, and there's other people like, how do you know how to play this game? Don't pick me.
My conversation's gonna be so much different than yours.
So you guys might want to put your stuff in boxes tonight. And when we figure out what's going on, I'm sure you'll be the first to know.
All right. Is that it? Everybody know. All right, Jake, you want to do your meeting?
Yeah.
Your house meeting.
Is everybody there?
Yep.
Except for
Everybody
Randy?
but Randy. And Randy when your house meeting starts, sends you the message on your augmented reality, like, hey, ready.
All right, so I had a talk.
He's like, feed me the visual. I want to see all the hot chicks.
All right, so I had Ace had a talk with me today, and apparently he was informed that we're gonna have another change up. Where people are going, where people are staying. The gist of what I've got is Mr. Morgan wants me and Ace to actually choose the people that are going to be on our team and in the house. So we're going to be going around and interviewing a lot of people, trying to find out who we want actually on the team, who will actually fit with the actual team leaders, with the personalities and types and stuff.
There you go, Randy. Hey, bro.
Yeah.
I'll totally suck your D, or get a girl to suck your D if I get to stay.
Don't worry, dude. I'll talk to you.
I got some tits and some D, totally.
Jesus Christ.
Right now,
Randy, we'll talk about your tits later.
all right. Just letting you know that I'm willing to go the extra mile. Like, if you're gonna pick me, I will let you do my girlfriend, like, right now. She's right here, dude.
It's all right, Andy. We're good.
You just.
Hey, let me finish.
All right, you keep talking to the girls, but know that this bromance is ready to flourish, man. So much so, I'll let you do my girl. I love you. Pick me.
I'm trying to be serious with that.
I know.
Right. So, from what he was saying, Mr. Morgan said that the only members of the B houses at this point are me are Ace and myself. Everybody else will be moved over to the dorms until such
Kevin,
time as
you're
I
back
pick
to Randy. Kevin.
I'll mute him.
Okay. You can see what the back. You got it. Hit the pizzeria.
Yeah.
Nobody has any clue what the hell's going on, but he's over there doing all kinds of stuff.
Randy, stop, man.
So we'll put him in the background, but he's pointing at his girlfriend. Well,
All right. So, and as I pick up team members, then they'll move into the house. You know, Ace didn't know exactly when this was going to happen. He was told to have everybody, start packing their bags, be ready to move over to the dorms. When, I have no idea. I'll let you know as soon as I find out. If anybody has interests in actually being on a B team and actually doing the superhero stuff that we're supposed to be being trained for here, then come talk to me at your convenience. I kind of get like weird. So do you guys like my first try? I'll unmute Randy.
He's still like, look at these. Look over there. He's still pointing at the girl. Oh.
Do you guys actually like my first try?
And you hear Randy about, nobody likes eating mud, Kevin. Nobody likes eating shitty fish. Buy a fish. Buy a fish, man. Buy a fish.
All right, so yeah, no, I look at all the, so now.
The girls are all shaking their head like.
All right, what
Eve does the. Fish would be okay, but like.
not all the time.
Like, how many days a week are we eating fish right now?
No, okay. So, Ken, so you gotta do me a favor. Make me a list. I really enjoy barbecuing.
Eve's like, barbecue is one thing, but fish fry, like,
Okay,
more than 2 days a week.
All right. So, write a list of stuff that you all like, and as long as you're here, then I'll do fish fry. And even when you guys move over to the dorms, I'll have. I said fish fry again, didn't I? Damn
Yeah.
it.
She's like, fish fry. You're like, barbecue.
Okay,
Like,
yeah,
fucking
okay,
barbecue
okay.
something.
I'll have barbecues, and everybody be inviting. You know, we'll get full parties and stuff like that. So.
She's like, barbecue. Still Eve. Barbecue, motherfucker. Barbecue.
All right, I got it. We just like fish for some reason.
We know why you like fish.
I'll just look at her.
I know why you fucking like fish, dick.
I don't like fish dick. We like fish.
No, you like fish dick. You like fish dick. Put the pause in there, Kevin.
I got it. Jesus Christ, Steve.
You just like feeding all the fucking chicks fish. Ha 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 ha.
That is not. That never even crossed my mind, Eve.
Yes, it did.
No, it did not.
It's the old fucker you're attached to. Look at all these girls who gotta come over and eat my fucking fish fry that I jugged shitty fish out of this mud pond out back and then they won't eat it. I wonder if they'll ever get the taste of fish out of their mouth.
Alright, that's not something I didn't think of that.
Yeah, we know. Old guy.
What old guy?
The old guy that shares your body, dude.
Oh, well, yeah, you might have something there. Alright.
We know. She's like, we know that Kevin still hasn't learned how to talk to a girl yet, but what's his face? We don't know how many buttholes he's crawled up before he got up here first.
Wow.
You had to bring up the probing, didn't you? Oh my God.
It's only gonna happen again when you're like 40, 45 maybe.
I don't live in a trailer park.
He looks at like you're watching that end up the hill, you have to go away. She looks about, I hope none of the rest of you are aliens, because you're pretty much fucked. You're never gonna make it. Mutombo ruined it for all of you, just so you'll know. Mutombo.
Is that from?
She's just referring back, giving the name to the invisible person that you keep talking about. His name's Mutombo.
Mutombo.
She has no idea.
She has no idea. But
She has no idea what his name is, but she's gonna give him a name. Mutombo raped him. He's upset. You can hear her in the background talking all kinds of shit about him raping him. He came out. It was terrible.
talking to myself. I tell everybody I was fucking abducted by aliens, and Eve's the only one that believes me.
And she's back talking all kinds of mad shit, Jake.
I know. I'll let her.
That alien did horrible things to you. And he's a dirty old pervert.
That was what he should have.
Poor Megan.
Poor Megan.
Which one was Megan?
Poor me.
Megan, babyface, the one that has the pheromones.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
This version of her is much better, as far as better being that she's not a twisted evil bitch.
She's not crazy.
Oh, she's still fucking crazy.
So
But
when did the Fight Club meet? You never did tell me when they actually meet. You just say I go to it, but you never specify when.
which Fight Club were you going to? You're going to like Super Fight Club,
Yeah.
right? They're supposed to meet like once a month.
Once a month. Okay.
Yeah, they meet once a month, and it's a like super, and they battle it out, like practice their fighting techniques. But they meet out in the grounds in the back, and they actually.
We don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, they don't talk about Fight Club.
First part.
And Fight Club, the Fight Club is inter-school, so it's amongst all the various schools,
Okay.
and all of them have a version of it.
Do we ever meet?
You do,
Okay.
but it's a non-sanctioned, non-whatever club on scene.
A non-sanctioned.
Yeah, put your fingers up when you say non-sanctioned. But they do have.
Sanction.
Yeah. And it's not the other, like when I told him about Fight Club. Fight Club that we're talking about, the clubs in the school are actually is a school thing where they do martial arts competitive stuff, and it's all competitive style martial arts.
Yeah. Like traditional gis and shit.
Yeah,
like that.
traditional gis and the weapons, demonstrations
Katas
and
and stuff like
all that stuff.
I'll sign up for Kendo.
Okay. Yeah, but that's really what they do for that, is all the various demonstrations and things.
Okay.
And it's a club at the school for people who go off campus and go to the various fighting and training areas around.
So I'll text Ace.
Yo.
What you got going on, man?
Anytime, man.
Play
Anytime what?
Minecraft.
So, how many? You said we gotta join clubs. How many of these fucking clubs are we supposed to join?
Doesn't specify, but he does want us to attempt to be leaders in them.
So he specified us when he said this.
Yeah. Because we are the face of the future, apparently.
All right.
You alright?
I don't want to go to fucking clubs. I got other shit to do.
I don't think we have a choice.
I'm not doing any of this fucking like flower arranging shit.
I think you can take your choice of programs.
But have you seen some of these fucking clubs?
Yeah,
I'll bring you up in VR. Have you seen some of these fucking clubs?
yeah. I've been running a list of stuff that I want to do too. So
You gotta win not only do you gotta get there, you gotta visit up people that like you.
Yeah.
You actually are in charge.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, not only do we have to join, but we have to. You're gonna love this. We gotta get people to like us, and then be in charge. Yeah.
I don't think they have like a how to break a bone club.
Nah, I don't know. I mean, did you look at the?
Ooh, hey, I know. I can astronomy. That'd be a good one.
Realistically, yeah, it probably would be good because you probably can bring out some fun facts.
I didn't think we were supposed to tell them about those fun facts.
Why?
Fuck, I don't know.
I mean, if you're
Nobody fucking likes aliens around this fucking planet.
if you're following curriculum, what's the big deal? I mean, I wouldn't go busting out, with like anything special, but I mean, you can like point out constellations and use some of your knowledge to wow some people. I'm gonna.
Ricketts really wasn't into constellations.
But I bet you he knows where places are and can point them out. I mean,
well, if you mean that, yeah, we destroyed this planet at one point. Yeah, we went over to this other planet. I think. I don't know. He fucking never talks to me anymore.
Is he mad at you?
I don't know. I think he's fucking just lazy.
Wow.
Right now, he's just fucking eating Cheetos.
As you put one
And
in,
cheap Cheetos.
as you put one in your mouth. That was weird.
That's cheap Cheetos.
Those are Cheez-Its.
You know, I think he just wants us to try. I don't know. I don't know what the end game is here, other than making more friends and meeting people that
And
you know?
he didn't say anything about actually what the change ups and shit that are going
No.
He just said they're massive change ups, massive
Yep.
changes.
Yeah, he said they're coming down the pipe. So,
All right.
but he did say that he was going to send us to other locations. So, to get to interact with some other people.
I agree with the part where he said that we need to kind of pick our own team, and we didn't pick.
So do I.
So I understand that.
Yep.
Randy's already offering me his girlfriend, blowjobs, titty pics,
Really?
all other kinds of shit just to make sure that he's still here.
It's funny because he's the least deserving to be here.
Donna's gonna be at the game.
Oh, bitchin'. We might win.
No.
Donna's the champ.
Yeah, but fucking drug court fucking cheats.
Not true.
Out of all the teams,
You got some. You're ready to go. When he's got it done, I got some stuff for you.
Okay.
So whenever you guys are finished, let me know.
Go for it.
Where's Tim at on a Saturday evening?
On a Saturday evening at home.
So your phone will ring with a unknown number unless you want to access. Typically it's unknown.
Yeah, it's always unmasked.
Yeah. So then it'll come back as a registered phone number out of New York, and it is a cell phone.
Okay.
It is also connected to the witness protection program.
It's a service number? Pass. Or, sorry, slag.
You get slag. Yeah, slag. I'm sitting here in my apartment, and I was thinking, you know who can help you with this problem? Your friend. And then I look over at this guy, and he's like, I'm like, where's slag number? And he's like, you can't have it. And so I beat him into unconsciousness. I take his phone, and here I am.
What do you need help with, Ivan?
I need you to get my boy into school. You pick. I got I don't know, maybe 200 or 300 of them. You pick the strongest one, Tim. You take him to school. You make him a superhero.
I'm not in charge of that, and I'm not in the school.
I know. I'm calling the only guy I know. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Slag. Don't worry, the guy is unconscious, and I will kill him in just a few minutes, so you don't know who you are. You're hired. Wait a minute, you hear some in the background. Yeah, he's still unconscious, and you hear some other dudes talking in the background.
Call for teleport to location.
Okay. There is shitty apartment in New York. Classic, old school, like you get when you're dealing with old school Russian immigrants, except all gigantic cockroaches, all in the background, and one Secret Service one U.S. Marshal on the ground in the back, and then what's his face, Ivan with the phone in his hand. Here, throw his phone back over to when you appear. I got them, the boys, all lined up in the sewers. Oh, my accent's terrible.
So why didn't you just ask?
I did. This is the only way I could get hold of you.
There's a public information officer you could call at the school.
You see, he looks over at this other cockroach dude, all kicking back on the sofa. He just shrugs, puts all his arms up and shrugs at him. Who knew? He got the angry look at the other dude. Like I told you to look into it.
Run medical scan on the
He's beat up. I mean, he's hurt, but he'll live.
Start running refresh sequence on him.
Okay. Would you like a bowl of soup?
No, thank you. I know what you put in that. I don't need any kvass-based soup.
Okay. Let's get down to brass tacks. How much is bribe?
There is no bribe.
Who do I have to pay?
You don't have to pay anyone.
How do you get boy in school if you're not paying somebody?
You call up and say, hello, I have an exceptional child who has extraordinary abilities.
Yes.
Does not look normal, that I need to have a safe place to send to school.
And then, who do I bribe after this part?
You don't bribe anybody.
Don't be silly. I know that you're rich, but there got to be a certain amount I can pay you to get my boy in school.
No, I'm not the one who does it. I'm telling you how the process is done.
Yeah, you find rich, powerful friend, you give him money, he gets boy in school. I know how these things work. I am reaching out to you as friend. Are we not friend?
That's not how this works. This is not a friendship handshake arrangement. This is a phone call.
Okay, make phone call for me.
Oh, okay. I will call the public desk.
which school are you calling?
New York.
Okay. You get the, hello? Can I help you?
Hello. My name is Tim Bass. I am a can't think of the word, but a
Federal
former.
Marshal.
No, I'm a former member of the school, alumnus.
Oh, yeah, alumnus.
I have a gentleman who has a child that is humanoid conforming, that wishes to have the child sent to a safe school that where he can be taught to do things in an American way.
Can I have your name and address, please?
I will. Here, give them their name and address.
You're like, hello, you were talking to my very rich and powerful friend Tim. Yes, alumni. Address. Yes. You can just repeat the address. I think you also know my other very influential friend, Valerie Patterson, also alumni. After that, it's a series of name drops coming out of Ivan. Like, my other friend, and then you know my other friend. How long is this gonna take? I want somebody here this evening. And he's like, well, you hear about the other line. We'll schedule someone to come out to see you. And can I just come down there and see you? I'm very good at disguises. Why are you disguised? Because, like my friends say, I'm non-conforming tissues and stuff. I don't look very human. I'm very not so human. Very concerned about my appearance. I got a very big nose.
You don't even have a nose.
He puts a point a little bit away from his face. You have no. He doesn't know that. Oh, yes, I have very big nose. The other guy on the other line is like, I really don't care what your deformity is, sir. I'm sure that you're quite handsome in your own way.
It's not.
And then Then after he gets a little further in it, he begins to give him story time. You know.
As he's doing that, I am back to the person on the phone. Like, man, the giant cockroach, just let him ramble.
And then he goes into it. You know, I am a very important man where I come from. I was like a super soldier. I killed very many Americans in my day.
No, you didn't.
I totally trashed all these soldiers and these super spies.
Beating up
Beating
up Hank Pym one time doesn't count.
I even once had sex with the Black Widow. I'm that cool. He even says it like just Black Widow. Like he has no idea what it really is.
Black Widow? That's your person.
Yes, and she's so hot and I'm so attractive.
There's like
with my
15
big
of them.
There was my big nose, and she was like, "Oh my God, they're so hot." And then you can see the other cockroach in the kitchen throw some shit at him.
Okay, you got this under control. I'm out.
Okay, gets him out of there.
I leave the phone and everything.
Okay. I'll get into about 11 o'clock at night. Your phone will ring again. Same thing. You know who exactly it is? It's Ivan, obviously.
What do you want, Ivan?
Tim, she threw me out. I'm coming to your place.
Who threw you out?
My woman's threw me out. I'm on my way to St. Louis right now. In my car. You know it's a Volkswagen, right? I'm on my way.
Wait a second. How do you know I'm in St. Louis?
Val says you're in St. Louis.
Yeah. You're also not invited to my house.
That's all right. I stay somewhere nearby.
Why?
That way I can be there when you get my son in school.
He's not coming here.
Where is he going?
Probably New York.
Then why are you sending me to St. Louis?
I'm not
I
saying.
call Val. She says, go to St. Louis to talk to Tim.
Bullshit. Val's not even around.
Are you calling me a liar?
Yes.
All right, I call Lydia, and she says, find me in St. Louis, I help you.
No, because if Lydia had said that, she would have told me.
All right, I called all these people, and they said that you were in St. Louis.
No, you didn't.
Okay, I'm still in the apartment. God damn it.
Besides, I'm in.
I had like 3 choices.
Besides, why would you go to St. Louis? I'm not even in St. Louis.
Because I called the guy, I said, hey, where is the specially federal marshal guys? And they said, you got 2 choices, Denver or St. Louis. And I said, well, fuck it. I go to St. Louis, it's the closest. Then I drive to Denver. I think it's yours.
Are you trying to get your boy into school, or are you trying to go to school?
I'm trying to get my boy into school.
What? Then you've already accomplished that. They've got a recruiter coming to talk to you.
I'm like, what, 4? I'm too old to go to school.
Okay, whatever.
Are you saying that there might be a shot? That I'm not too old?
I don't know. What's your lifespan?
I don't know. I'm super cockroach. I can't guess, Tim. I have no idea what my lifespan is.
Only
Have you ever seen an old super cockroach?
No. I don't know how long the program's been going.
Neither do I. It's sad.
So,
Did you know they sent the super fumigators out?
No. I didn't even know there were super fumigators.
Yeah, they're like, what do they call them? They're like the police, but only for super criminals. So we hate them.
The police, but only for super criminals. I don't even know who that is.
They're like a special group here in New York. They hate us, specifically us cockroaches.
They hate you.
Yes. I was going to protest, but
Have you tried to go to Canada?
I have not tried to go to Canada yet.
I mean, legitimately, Savage Dragon is a good friend of mine. He's with the Alpha Flight program, He'll let you right in.
Are you coming to my swearing-in ceremony, where I become American citizen?
No.
It happens in a couple of days. I was
So?
hoping maybe next week.
See, the problem is that everything you tell me is a lie. I can't trust you.
So we need to work on this lying thing?
You can't lie to me.
Okay. I have waiting for my paperwork to come through. It take a while, and Val was gonna do it, and she's not fucking here. So I'm freaking the fuck out, man. Freaking the fuck out.
Why? Nothing is happening.
That's
Calm
why
down.
I'm freaking out. Nothing is happening. There's Huba already left. I am now in charge of your life.
Then go to Canada.
Canada sucks. You and I both know Canada sucks.
Canada doesn't suck. Canada is a fun place.
Are you just trying to get rid of me, Tim? I have this feeling like you want to send me to Canada so I can hang out with your friend, the Savage.
I'm telling you that you could go up there and be fully accepted. They'll give you free housing, free food, all of the parades and accolades you can want. They need super soldiers. You could revolutionize their military in one generation.
Okay, you might have a point. Maybe I make phone calls.
Don't make phone calls. Just go.
Then I won't I be a Mexican, like sneaking across the border?
That's racist.
That's not racist.
It's not just Mexicans sneaking across the border.
Okay. Illegals.
That's if you sneak across the border. You walk right up to the border, you tell them, Savage Dragon said to come in, they'll let you right in.
Alright. I will try.
Just make it a surprise.
Alright. You know where that's going, right? How many hours does it take to get from New York to Canada?
Not very long.
Like 2 hours?
Since New York borders Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, New York City I meant. So it's like 2
well,
hours,
New York
right?
City, no, it's probably more like 4 hours.
Is it that far?
Yeah, with traffic and everything.
So we're getting all the way to 3 a.m., so probably 5 a.m. when your next phone call comes.
Good night's sleep.
Except this time it's from the Canadian government.
Hello.
What the hell? They're border. They call them border patrol too, right?
It's the Mounties. that
Is it the
handle
Mounties?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Royal Canadian Mounted Police, not the Mounties.
Real Canadian Mounted Police.
Royal.
Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
Yeah, RCMP.
Who cares? Canadians. See, Canadians calling you. I don't know the fucking Canadian. Because that would be. They're not French Canadian over there, are they?
No, on that side you wouldn't be going into Quebec, so you'd be getting a regular Canadian.
Hell's a regular Canadian name. What's the last name for a Canadian, Jake?
Well, considering that they're Anglos mostly, just about anything that you would normally use.
We'll go Canadian Officer Smith.
How can I help you, RCMP Smith?
I have a gentleman here that says that you had sent him north to talk to Savage Dragon.
No, I sent him north to become a Canadian.
Well, he has not followed any of the paperwork to be a Canadian.
Yeah, he's claiming political asylum.
He says that he has political asylum in the United States.
Well, he's claiming political asylum from political asylum.
So is he claiming political asylum from the United States or from the USSR?
He's claiming political asylum from the United States. because he is a person of other than human nature, which makes him a persecuted person under United States law. Therefore, he is entitled to Canadian entry under Article blah 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 blah. And you are required by Canadian acts to give him entry as a persecuted person. Enjoy your new super soldiers.
Wait a minute. That's not how Canadian law functions.
That's exactly how Canadian law functions. That's why half the ultras in the United States flee to Canada.
Hey, look, because of the problems in your country, that's not how the Canadian government takes in its superheroes.
Well, you know what? You shouldn't have stole all my shit. Fuck off, bitch.
You hang up on that one. Shouldn't have stole all that shit. I'm sending you this fucking crazy goddamn cockroach. So your next phone call that you get is from Lydia. Tim?
Uh-huh.
Why is Ivan in Canada? Why am I getting phone calls from the Canadian consulate?
Because the Canadians are getting some super soldiers.
You sent Ivan to Canada?
Mm-hmm.
What did you tell Ivan to go to Canada? He said something about how you were going to get his son into the school in New York.
I already took care of that.
And so why is Ivan in Canada?
Because Ivan wanted someplace to go, and Canada's a good place for him.
Ivan hasn't even finished becoming a citizen of the United States.
Well, he shouldn't be a citizen of the United States. He should be an alien from Russia, and then he can go to Canada.
What are you going to do with the rest of them?
What rest of them? That's not... When did I become their mother?
Well, there's only like 4 of us that deal with these guys, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So Val has like gone over there and got a bunch of these guys and stashing them all over her safe houses in New York. And Ivan is the only reasonable one, and you know that. So if Ivan is not there to tell the others what to do, you know that this becomes a pain in our ass, right? I'm not saying Ivan's easy to deal with, but we don't need a bunch of crazy, hopped up fucking drug addict weirdos, cockroaches running around New York either.
Could anyone tell the difference?
No, I can't tell them apart. They all could be Ivan.
No, I mean, can anyone tell the difference about a overrun city with mutant cockroaches in it versus what it looks like now?
You know you're the only one they're scared of, right?
Yes, I know I'm the only one you're scared of.
So you need to go get Ivan, or I'll go get Ivan out of the consulate, and then you need to get him back in New York.
Just drop him back off in New York.
I'll drop him back off in New York, but you need to tell Ivan that, you know, he can't be running off to Canada. And when Val gets back, we'll talk to Val about how many of these guys she's going to continue to get out of frickin' Russia.
Yeah, and then not deal with them.
And then, and not then take care of them once they get out of there.
Well, here's the problem is, if they're in witness protection now,
Yep.
then I don't have to deal with them. I don't do WITSEC. We don't do WITSEC.
So, which part of the superhero program that they initiated amongst the marshal's office that does witness protection?
They're not superheroes.
No.
They're not mutants.
Our division.
They're other than human.
Yeah, but Ivan, do you know what's going on with Ivan and why he's in witness protection?
No, I don't know why he's in witness
Okay,
protection.
Ivan is in witness protection because Ivan, when Val got them out of the USSR, Ivan decided that the best way for them to then make a living was to work as muscle for the Russian mob in New York. So Val convinced Ivan to turn state witness against the Russian mob.
Wait.
So Kingpin has decided that Ivan needs to die.
Is there a downside to this?
Not for us, but for Ivan, there's a terrible downside.
So, why is his handler letting him run around?
Because Ivan is like 10 times stronger than the classic human. So Ivan just beats him up all the time and does what he wants.
Okay.
And there's not enough of us to be in witness protection guarding Ivan.
Exactly. Okay, I will have a talk with Ivan.
So
I will meet you in New York.
So you need to punch Ivan in the face.
Punch Ivan in the face. Okay, I'll deal with him.
Okay.
Just get him back to the city. I'll meet you there.
Okay. You gonna teleport to the house?
Yeah.
You get to the house, and when you teleport into the house, there is like 12 cockroaches in there, AK-47s all over the fucking place, 2 rocket launchers, a fucking stack of $100 bills, probably 6 feet high in a corner.
What the fuck is all of this?
You see that one? You see the number 2 dude? I think it's Igor. I think that's his name. Igor.
Doesn't matter.
Igor, whatever fucking name is. Scramble! They start running out the fucking doors. Some of them go to the roof and act like you can't see them. Some of them run out the window. The one still sitting there that you saw last time, still stirring the stew pot. And then your AI kicks in to inform you that that it has detected an explosive device that is a homemade version of C4, or no, homemade version of nitroglycerin, I think is the term. Yeah, I think that's the one you can make in a stove pot. Still sitting there stirring it.
Okay.
And then you can see Lydia come walking up with Ivan. Ivan comes in. You're looking around. What the hell is going on?
I can't get your boy into school if this is what you guys are doing.
This is not what Ivan is doing.
It sure looks like this is what
Ivan
Ivan
is
is
not.
doing.
Ivan is not creating counterfeit dollar bills and running guns.
Why would you create counterfeit dollar bills?
I don't know.
I could see creating counterfeit $100 bills, but not dollar bills. Seems like that's...
You should probably confiscate all of that.
I'll just have the nanites just eat everything.
Okay.
So everything just starts melting.
Yeah. You could have left the guns.
Why?
I need those.
For what?
Nothing. This guy wants to kill me. I figure I am super soldier. Fuck that guy.
Okay. Bring me some evidence against the Kingpin.
What about the Russian?
The Russians are low level.
They're saying that I got to go against Kingpin. He has this guy like Bullseye who puts things in people's eyes and stuff. He's a tough guy.
Yeah, Bullseye shoots people with guns. What are you afraid of guns for?
They hurt.
Yeah, they hurt, but only for a minute.
No, they really hurt. It's like, oh God, that's like painful, stinging, like needle in chest. Oh God, you poked me with small needle.
Yeah, it hurts for a minute.
It's like bee sting. Hurts for days, depending on where it lands.
You have a hard carapace. What are you talking about?
I have soft spots, soft spots. It's like if it splits between, there and there, it hits me in a soft spot, and then I'm like, oh God, it hurts. That's why they call him Bullseye.
Okay, then bring me some evidence against Bullseye.
He points to part of his face. See this spot right here? Me and the Bullseye get in fight over a card game. He hits me with card in face, and it cuts. He almost took my eye out.
Okay.
If they didn't call him Bullseye, and I didn't know that he didn't want to take my eye out, I'd have fucked him up then. But
So do you still have the card?
No. I pulled the car out, I threw it on the table, and what are you doing, motherfucker? I'll kill you.
Because had you saved the card with his DNA on it,
I'm not Steve Irvin, putting finger in things, but if I find him, I'll put thumb in there.
I'm just saying, if you bring me something I can use against somebody who's worth taking down, then we can talk.
So you give a green light on us taking down this dude.
If you want to help take down criminals, you have to give me something I can use to take down criminals.
Okay, what about this dude that's following me around like, don't do anything, hide in house?
You mean the marshal who's guarding you?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
He's very wet pantyhose.
I don't even know what that means.
You know.
You mean he's a wet blanket?
Yeah, that wet blanket. He's very bad. He stinks like old lady's underwear.
I think something's lost in translation here. No, you can't do anything to him. He's here for your protection.
That guy?
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have Igor.
Okay. Igor automatically went back into working for the mob 5 minutes after you left. Or did all these drugs, the explosives, and the guns just magic themselves into existence?
I think they just magically appeared, Tim.
Magically.
Magic. I am a very magical person.
Okay, so they forged all those AK-47s out of shovels that they found on the street.
That is my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
You know. Russians' ingenuity.
No.
We make guns out of nothing. You give us brick, I give you shit.
Why?
Because you might need to kill a man.
Why?
Because he did you wrong. Or he looked at you cross-eyed like,
Okay, now you're just being ridiculous. If you want more freedom, you have to free yourself from the criminals that you're surrounded by.
or I have plan B. Go back in time. Find Ivan. Tell him, do not, whatever you do, work for this Russian guy. The battle plan worked. Do not work for that guy.
No, your plan is bad.
All right, I don't use battle plan. We will find the kingpin and shoot him in the face multiple times.
No, you get some evidence that we can use to take him down.
Yes, take him down. Shoot him in the face. Kick carcass over.
I don't think you're understanding exactly how this works. If you want liberty, if you want to be liberated from the restraints that have been put upon you, you must first give us a reason to make you safe. And I'll rebuild all the guns.
Okay. Find Bullseye. Punch him in the face repeatedly. Make him tell us who Kingpin is.
Well, legitimately, if you want to do that to Bullseye, I don't care. He's a criminal.
Okay, we figure out a new plan.
Yes. Simple.
Very simple. I sent Igor to prison. Igor find other members of gang. We beat them up in prison. We get them to talk.
I don't know. Why does your plan always slide off into stupid?
It is a very good plan.
No, it's not. Evidence.
Okay, evidence. I find computer hacker. We hack computers.
No. I could hack his computers myself. I don't need that. What I need you to do is have your people look around the city, find all the mutant turtles and alligators in the sewers, talk to them, get some evidence against the Russians, find some connections that we can use against Kingpin, get me evidence on Kingpin. Tie him directly to something.
Got it. I know how you're thinking.
Yeah. Get the trash pigeons. Talk to them. They know things.
Find Volter, punch him in the face till he commits, till he tells me who Kingpin is. Got it.
We know who Kingpin is.
We know who Kingpin is. Then why are we not punching him in the face?
Because I need evidence so that I can put him in prison forever.
Shoot him in face. Put him in ground forever.
That just leaves a power vacuum.
In which Ivan and friends, they arise into power vacuum. Problem solved.
No. Because then I have to come and take you down.
Well, we know how that goes.
And I don't want to have to flapjack you into the pavement.
Then Ivan gets broken arms,
Punched
in face, missing
as
eye.
I fracture your entire carapace and your innards bleed out over the ground forever.
Wow. That's graphic.
And then I do that to the next 5 generations of your family.
This is very bad ending.
Very bad.
I just find out who Kingpin is, get evidence in jail.
Get evidence.
Then send Igor to prison and
Yes.
kill him.
Really?
Then we put him in ground.
Yes.
What's up, Vesta?
All right. I guess we can ready to go.